Okay, so we rejoin the party the next morning in Dwarf Home. We'll start with Merrick and Rambler, who are currently sleeping on the sofas in Shartan's Curious. It's not the next morning, sorry. It'll be about 11:30 at night, since you were trying to sleep
Yeah.
before the guard duty.
Or I'm going to wake up Charlatan. Is he
He's,
asleep?
he's semi-napping at the counter in the store. He's not really asleep. Elves don't have to.
Greetings, Charlatan. Any chance of some breakfast? We've got quite a hefty job to do.
It's dinner time, my friends, but you should
Late.
be better off getting something
Alright.
from the inn.
Can
I
I
don't normally have food here.
Can I have some porridge for dinner, please?
You're better off heading to the inn. I do not usually keep food in the store. It attracts ants, and they get everywhere.
What do you
And
eat?
the whole... Oh, I tend to just travel between inn to inn.
Have we had a long rest now?
Yeah, you've had a long rest now.
Aye.
Okay, so I don't need to cook a gourmet meal.
No, you're fully healed up.
Put my hit dice back.
That's just it. Which one Shartan's going to say? Oh, and if you gentlemen could leave quietly, I believe your friend is still sleeping upstairs.
Lazy
Uh,
bitch.
Rambler says, "Well, shouldn't we wake her up? She's supposed to be coming on this quest with us."
She's old.
Shartan will agree and say, she's an old lady, let her be. I'll make sure she's fine and not confused in the morning.
This old lady is the one that explodes heads from 120 feet away.
A trick I would most like to see.
Although for this guard duty now, if we're a teammate down, I hate to say it, but we may have to try and find our bard. See if he would like to.
Ah, yes. Well, he's
reconsider.
He's with Radika at the moment, so
I'd just like it to
Try
be
and
on
find-
record that I feel very hidden. And there's no way Merrick and Rambler would possibly be able to find me in
Except
the big
that-
ship.
Yeah, I
Except
think
for the fact Radika went with you, so the
yeah.
wolf is going to dob you in, basically.
track him anyway. Can't you?
and I'm going to whistle. I'm going to whet my whistle and
Whistle.
whistle for.
Can you actually whistle? There we go. It's the way you were saying it made me think you couldn't actually do it.
whet my whistle,
That's better.
and I'm going to and then I'm going to ask Radika to lead me to the pretty young bard.
I see. So the wolf gets to you about 2-3 minutes later. Actually, we're not going to have the wolf get to you straight away. You're going to hear a large commotion by the city gates.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, they're haranguing my dog.
I bet that's minstrel.
I run to the towards the city gates.
At which point, Radika is being held back by, not being attacked, just being denied entry by two dwarves because there is an unattended wolf trying to get into the city.
I say, sirs, can't you tell that that's a tame wolf by the saddle on its back?
Yes, and if it had a handler with it, we would have considered that fact. However, it could have gone feral.
You bloody go
Gonna run
feral
off.
by the looks of that unkempt facial hair. Now, unhand that wolf.
He begins stroking his beard and says, "Very well."
All right,
Okay. Well, what's going on here then?
I'm going to
This
scratch
wolf.
Radika's chin.
It's all the commotion.
Oh, there was a wolf trying to get into the city. This is not a normal occurrence here.
I suppose
Um,
kind of big.
Radika would like to attempt to enter stealth.
You can try, but they're currently looking at you and have just let the wolf through. Do you need the wolf to enter stealth?
Disadvantage?
Yeah, disadvantage. So, and again.
Oh, that's a good roll as well.
That's why it's disadvantage. 11. Passive perception, the dwarves are going to beat that, so.
Oh, well, Radika doesn't realise he's not stealthed, and he's going to start nuzzling at one of the dwarves' food pack to try and steal some rations out of it.
Okay. He's going to get a gentle slap on the nose, the way you would to tell off a large dog.
Radika, heal, you silly dog. I've got food for you here. And I'm going to hand him some of my rations.
Fair enough. At which point you were going to find Minstrel, I believe.
We'd like to.
Okay.
We
So-
can.
Radika can lead the way since he was with Minstrel up until the point he climbed onto a boat.
As Radika leads away, I turn to Merrick and say, "Come, Patsy."
You don't call me Patsy, yes.
Isn't a patsy someone you pin a crime on?
Better not be.
Patsy's just the
I was
Patsy's,
gonna say.
Patsy's
No
the
one's gonna
horse
believe
in
that.
the horse in Monty Python's The
Holy
Holy
Grail?
Grail.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, my lips can't-
Immediately on exiting the city, after about 10, 20 yards, you see a boat in the middle of a field, currently leaning at 45 degrees.
Radika, is this where our bard friend is?
The wolf
Oh.
looks up to you and grumbles and scratches at the bottom of the boat.
Oh
Better not
dear,
be
what's
the
he
boat
been
in
up
the
to now?
bottle. Better not have wasted that boat.
Is there like a rope or anything to get up to the
Oh.
deck?
Also, there must have been like some climbing ropes to get up there. Otherwise, Minstrel couldn't have actually got on the boat.
Hmm.
Right, I'm going to
I
climb.
should have said that yesterday and not let him get on. So you're going to climb
How
up and
would you get on a beach
Try and go
boat?
on.
yeah, as I say, they're tall things.
Not
So
sure,
after you've
but-
climbed up, you're currently standing on a somewhat precariously balanced boat.
Is there any rope around that I can just not
It
steer?
all seems to be tied into the boat pretty well. I mean, if you cut it off, it wouldn't be big pieces. They're all knotted and tied to make rigging.
Because I forgot to buy more rope in the town.
You got time.
Yeah, totally wasted.
Right,
Shout.
Minstrel,
Mother.
Minstrel, my dear, where are you?
I grumble in my sleep and roll over.
Do I hear that?
Wake.
What's your passive perception, everyone?
So,
Uh, 14. I think we're both 14.
yeah, unless
14?
I don't know.
You're using the ring, aren't you?
Yeah, I've got 17.
17, yeah.
Oh shit, that increases passive perception.
Increases passive perception as well.
So his
And
passive
gives me-
perception is the equivalent of a perception roll of 17.
Yep.
And it gave me proficiency in perception as well.
So
Jesus.
you do actually manage to hear him in his cabin at the back of the boat.
He's over there. I could hear his.
All right, I shout
Moving.
down to Radika to wait there and guard the entrance to the ship.
Yeah, because the wolf can't climb the rope.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So what's he been doing all night? He's just been sleeping in a field.
Sleeping under the boat. He's in a field. He's a wolf. He's happy. So you begin heading over to the back cabin, where Minstrel is currently sleeping in a hammock.
Minstrel,
I give him a light nudge with my mace.
I
Not
would
enough
like to.
damage. Just
just a poke.
Yeah.
It's cold against his skin, so it wakes him up quite nicely.
Oh,
brand new.
hi, Merrick.
Hello. You.
I
What have you done?
found a boat.
Found
So,
or released?
well, well, you see, the thing is, being a bard, as I'm sure you're aware, I'm well versed in the economics of inns, and
Yeah, to witness that, but
I didn't have enough money to stay in the inn, so I'm afraid I've opened a new inn.
so you wasted that boat I traded to you in good faith.
Well, not wasted per se.
It is wasted.
I'm
He's in a field.
Even if you made a little bit of money from it, it's wasted.
I'm going to maybe put a door in the bottom. Maybe maybe see if anyone's willing to buy a boat as a new inn.
Can't imagine the dwarves are going to be too chuffed about a boat. I don't think they're going to have much.
I've
interest in it.
heard I've heard evidence of the contrary. I'll have you know. I believe dwarves, although they're always in mountains and caves and the
Inland.
like, they often dream of a life beyond the caverns. So perhaps a role-playing boat hotel is exactly what the dwarves need.
Surely they just want more treasures. They're greedy people.
You may want to try and right the boat before you sell it, but I'm going to leave that up to you.
I mean, it's kind of, I guess, well, it's on its side.
Yeah, 45 degrees is where it would
Well-
rest.
well,
That's
you
how
see-
boats are shaped.
Dwarves wouldn't know that. So
I'm sure
I'm
they know
going
what a
to
boat
I'm
is.
going to name this inn something really creative, which
Yeah, but
is
someone to make that actually a place you can actually walk. They're going to actually have to gut that entire ship and write the floors so they're level. Otherwise,
The
it's
jaw-
right
Right
up
the
the
ship
slope.
and put
Yeah.
something on it to do it.
Yeah,
the
Well,
jaunty
yeah, it's
ship.
expensive.
Jaunty ship.
You
You know,
mean like-
jaunty
I-
doesn't mean what you think it does, right?
I honestly, I'm feeling a little tired because I stayed up very late last night coming up with that name. It's there's no other place
boat.
like it. There's lots of boats in the world, but fewer boat inns, and even fewer boat inns at 45 degrees. I think
On
we're on
land.
a win here. On land.
I mean, that is true that there aren't many, but there aren't many because it's shit.
For a reason.
It's a shit idea. I'm not saying that just because I don't like you.
I'm
It's
going
true.
to tut and walk out, stumble out
Try.
to the deck of the ship
I'd like to
and
pat.
see Rambler.
I'd like
To
to
be
pat
fair-
Minstrel on the back of the knee and say, "There, young lass. I'm sure we can make this work."
I'm
Yeah, if you turn it over, you could turn it into quite a nice building.
I do have a. Well, why don't we
Good
dig a
luck.
hole under it so it falls in and rights itself?
You've got
You've still
like,
got that axe,
a
haven't
couple
you?
of weeks to dig a hole.
What axe?
The axe you sold, unfortunately. The axe
Yeah.
with big 5-foot
Yeah.
holes. By the way, 5 foot is not big enough to dig them.
What was this boat?
So-
70
so-
feet long or
Hold
something?
on.
Yes,
So
70
Minstrel's
foot long.
reply to my question was, "What axe?" Yeah.
Yeah, too many people talking at once. I was going to say, what axe? Question mark.
Oh, that axe you got off that ugly fellow who died. I mean that brave fellow who died.
You
Oh,
didn't know
Did you
that.
know he got the axe?
Yeah, you didn't know about that.
He must have already sold it by that point.
Yeah, because
No, he
body
didn't
was
sell it
there,
till they got back to Irodal.
because
But
the body,
yeah,
the body was there, and you let me go over the body and choose.
Oh
what
yeah,
I did.
yeah, but you looted all the gear off it back in the tunnel.
So you take the weapons.
So all the weapons would be in the bag of holding at that point. You'd
Okay.
have no idea they existed.
Yes,
But
Let's,
it's gone
shut,
anyway.
Shut down all
Well-
the RP with pedantism.
well the axe that you are speaking of, which I didn't know you knew about, unfortunately, that found its way to a vendor.
Oh well, never mind. I'm sure you got a good price for it.
No, I have a strong suspicion, after having witnessed several trades since then, that I was horribly ripped off for my magic axe.
Oh well, let's hope it doesn't happen again. Now, do you mind if I change the subject?
Of course, Rambler. I'm glad you're okay. I was very worried about you staying at Shartan.
I was
House.
enjoying
Yeah,
shitting
well,
all over
he's
the
a
elf
bit-
dreams.
I have to agree with you that he is quite a suspicious fellow. I've got my own suspicions about him, and Radika doesn't like him at all.
And
Well,
where's Doris?
Doris.
Old. She
Oh,
wants
the
to
old,
rest.
her. Yeah, Daisy, Doris, Deirdre, Judith.
She's
Judith!
Well, I think Shartan kidnapped her because we woke up and then he said she's asleep upstairs, and I said, well, I better go and wake her up, and Shartan said, no, she doesn't want to be woken up. How can she say she doesn't want to be woken up if she's not awake? But
He's
I don't
very
know, he's
suspicious,
very
that man. You watch him carefully. He's
yes,
a thief and a brigand.
he's a suspicious fellow, and he was trying to act generous by offering us all these items, but he was charging us the earth for them.
No, it wasn't. A bargain.
What the fuck?
Got a free 4-man tent out of that. It's magic.
Yes, well, I
A
guess to
ring
the
that-
other half it is a bargain, but to us poor folk,
Ring that increases all my perception. I can see so much more. It only costs 800 gold.
Anyway, what brings you guys to my
So
ship
what I was going to
in
ask,
the middle of the night?
what I was going to ask you is, now Jenny's been kidnapped, we are a man down. Now I know you didn't want to do this quest to guard this warehouse, but there could be a lot of gold in it. And although I know you are of noble birth and you are a noble young fellow, milady,
But you're also
maybe
very
you could
poor,
use a bit of
noble.
gold.
You're not very
I'm-
wealthy,
I'm-
noble.
I'm sorry, Rambler. I missed the last line of that one. What? Can you repeat it? My elf ears failed me.
I said maybe you could use a little bit of gold. As could I.
I do like gold, and maybe having a little bit of capital behind me would help sell this ship.
And
Rambler.
prevent you
Perhaps-
having to create ships in the middle of a
Perhaps-
field.
Perhaps even I could, after raising some capital, hire a crew to level the ship out.
Or you could sail
If Merrick thinks a 45 degrees ship won't sell,
I don't think it'll sell anyway. Not to dwarves. You have to find someone else.
Perhaps we could buy wings for it and sail it across the skies.
I make note in my head that Merrick is very, what's the word?
Negative?
Realistic.
Very, very negative for a man of faith.
No, they're just
But
negative.
then
Every
I
idea you have.
a contradictory thought enters my head that he's also a serial killer. So
What?
he's responsible for the death of villages.
So are you!
True, he's enslaved an entire village and
Actually, I'm
burned
only,
down another village.
Actually, Balador set the fire. I just kept one woman inside. I told everyone else to get out. That was me, cleared, conscious.
Palador did it.
Conscience.
Yeah, blame the dead guy who can't defend him.
Was it, though, isn't it?
It was, he did light the fire.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Rambler.
Minstrel knows that.
Yes,
Well,
Minstrel?
I begrudgingly agree. Maybe I should fill the spot and work alongside you. What is it that needs doing?
Well,
Don't
to be
know yet.
honest with you, I don't really know,
You
and I
don't
can't
remember.
even remember who
Um,
gave us the quest. So
The city guards were asking for someone to fill in for part of the night shift to guard the deep iron supplies, which have been dug up before the festival tomorrow.
the city guards have asked us to guard the deep mine supplies before the festival tomorrow.
I see. Yeah. Well, you've convinced me. I
Okay.
will accompany you, my friend Rambler
You're a good
And-
lass.
and Merrick.
Yes, it was my idea.
Okay. So you're
I
going to
no longer want to come, as Merrick's claimed it was his idea.
That's fine by me. You miss out on some gold then. You can be a
No,
poor
Merrick, it
noble.
was not your idea. It was Judith's idea.
Shartans.
Doris.
Doris.
He was asleep.
Well,
No idea.
That's
I,
how I did take it originally, but
I don't know how I feel about Doris. I will admit I barely know her, and she seems to have some intrinsic link to Shartan.
I'm
But
willing to vouch for
As
Doris.
it's just us three, or rather, you as the young halfling that I trust, I will
Of
agree.
course, by us three, you mean you, me, and Radika.
Yes.
okay. So I'm going to skip ahead a
And our
little bit of
pet
time
elephant.
here and say you're heading now back towards the city gates.
Okay.
As you
Ideally, I wouldn't have.
Come,
had my
Patsy.
choice.
as you approach the city gates, the guards on duty there are going to stop you. Hold there. And then, as one of them comes over, they're going to say, "Ah, hello there. And how will you be paying the entry fee to the city?"
Greetings, my unkempt friend. We already have been given access to this city, and we have a job here. We're actually workers. So if you wouldn't mind
I
letting us
see.
through,
And who is it and what job would that be?
we've got to guard your mines so you can all party and get drunk for the festival tomorrow.
Do you mean guarding the iron we dug up from the mines? I
Yes.
was the one who mentioned that to you yesterday.
Yep. Yes, my unkempt friend. That is
Yeah,
exactly right.
unfortunately, that you still have to pay the entry fee to the city. It's one payment per entry. It'll be 5 gold a person. The wolf is exempt.
I'll just pay you. Yeah.
I
You're going
turn
to pay the
to
15 gold for all three of you?
No, I'll pay for myself.
Okay, so
He's trying to say,
American place.
I think this is a shakedown.
You've both been insulting me. I don't pay for you.
I refuse to pay entry. I'm a noble who's broke. I am not parting with my coinage, dear sir. In fact,
If you don't think I'm a professional, perhaps this will convince you. And I take out my Chef's Guild letter. I am a prominent member of the Chef's Guild of whatever that town was you said, Craig.
Rajor.
That one. Rajor.
He begins looking over the letter and says, "Very well, you may pay the tradesman's price of 1 gold."
And this young lady here is my soup chef.
Very well, 1 gold for each of you.
And okay, I hand him 2 gold.
Okay. So the trade prices worked out rather well there. And you were hoping to take work as the security guards, yes?
I believe we already secured that.
That's the idea, yes.
So, allow me to get someone to escort you to the warehouses, as he calls one of the guards sleeping from inside out. At which point, a young dwarf, not in full plate for the first time you've seen, has come out. The young boy is just wearing simple chainmail with a small sword. So it's like, "Oh, hello there. I'm to take you to the warehouse. Please, follow me."
Greetings,
Gladly.
my child. Let us go.
Lead the way.
As he begins taking you straight round the far back of the trade district through.
Can I? Excuse me, young man. What's your name?
Oh, my name. Oh, sorry, one second, just scrolling down. My name is Garros Blackdire.
Greetings, young Blackdire. Do you mind if I quickly
Yes.
pop into the ropers? I need some rope.
The stores are closed at the moment, sir. It's the middle of the night.
Yes, of course. I was foolishly led to believe this was the dwarven city that never sleeps, but alas.
No, unfortunately not. We still have to sleep. That's why there's an inn. As he now begins showing you through the residential district, which is unnerving to say the least. There's a large...
as we're walking through, I say this one's wearing a bit thin, and I make my armour appear as full plate.
Okay. As you begin walking through the city, you notice there are a lot of people who are awake and who are definitely up to something in the back alleys and small common areas gathered around small fires. As you are now shown through the noble district to a large staircase winding down. As you've entered the noble district, you notice 3 prominent houses. As they seem to be the only ones in there, they are exceptionally large and exceptionally overly adorned, to be honest. Gaudy beyond reason. As you're shown to the stairs, young Garros is going to turn around and say, Now at the bottom of these stairs, we'll reach the warehouse. It's also the former royal palace, so it looks a little grander than it needs to, but since we no longer have true nobility here, or royalty at least, we have converted it into a warehouse. You'll be put in a room and told to keep an eye just to make sure none of the deep iron goes missing. Now, I would also like you to remember that payment can be taken in one of 2 ways. It'll be 300 gold per person, or 30 pounds of deep iron. You can choose whichever you prefer. Now then, please follow me as he now leads you down the staircase. You see the large fortifications of the palace, entirely made from a large... I put a picture up, hang on, I have one. Oh. So you begin coming down the stairs towards that sort of shape. So you've got the 2 buttresses leading to a large thing with a large glass and stone dome placed in the middle.
Mm-hmm. See.
As you enter the main of the palace, you get to see all the old and mostly now ruined furnishings, as this is just used as a warehouse, as it is lower than everywhere else down here.
This place gives me the creeps.
You are shown to the back on that picture, the back top, so the left at the top tower, where the crates are stacked currently all around the walls and through most of the area. Garros then turns to you and says, and this will be your room to guard. There are other teams should you run into more trouble than you can handle, if you just send someone to get them. Please, find a comfortable spot. I'll be back at 8 in the morning.
Right.
Thank you, young man.
Thank you.
Ta-ra.
At which point I'm going to draw up the area for you, so you can
Consider-
choose where you're going to be. If you have any questions to ask them now.
Can I be in? There's an ant on the map.
It's a spider.
Oh,
You killed it.
I didn't kill it.
can I be
Vegetarian.
in more than one place
At one time.
at one time?
No, that would be a real challenge. Unless you have a spell which allows you to duplicate yourself.
What if? No, but the chimp was good.
The Radika has attempted to enter stealth with a roll of 17.
Okay. I've moved that way out of the range. Where am I going? That way.
That's the wrong way
Yeah.
around. That's confusing.
Everything is backwards to me from what you see, for the record, when I'm drawing it.
That's all right there.
So the doors would be here. Double doors. And I shall...
Dumbledore?
I
Yeah.
was about to say that as well.
You guys in the bloody
Professor
pun,
Dumbledore.
with boxes piled up around the back of the room. I shall
I
draw
have
on
to
a few
say-
more. Is there any questions anyone wants to ask about the room or the area?
Yes, I would like to ask the question, can Radika leave the room?
Certainly.
And can he go and have a little bit of a sneak around whilst in stealth?
How bright is the
Where do you
room?
want to... it's dim light at the moment.
Dim night, eh?
I think I better stand in the doorway.
Okay, so you want to stand in the doorway, so I'll put your piece down.
Are there any windows?
No, there is a stone tower. Do you want to look if there are any other entrances or exits which might be accessible?
Yes, I would like to do a search for secret doors.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Oh, I thought it would be perception.
No, that's looking for something, but you know it's there.
I know there's secret doors here. There's bloody dwarves, crafty folk. That's a lot of.
I'll say it's a large storage. They only go and get it once a year, for God's sake.
How high are these boxes?
They're stacked progressively lower, so the front ones are 1 high, the next ones are 2 high, the next ones are 3 high, the next ones are 4 high. So by the time you get to the fourth one, you're at 20 foot in the air.
So I would be able to sit on one of the boxes.
Yeah, certainly.
As would I.
Yeah, you could
Oh,
all
I
choose
need
any way you like to be.
You got to be able to reach the box though. If it's 5 foot a box, then
5 foot a box.
it's gonna be a bit of a
Probably you
climb.
might have a trouble climbing up to some of the higher ones, but I'm certain the lower ones would be accessible.
Minstrel could do it easily.
Minstrel could do it, certainly.
And Minstrel could help me climb up.
I
Sure.
certainly would.
Where would you like to sit? Give me a rough idea.
I would like to be middle set of boxes. So bit forward. Yeah. I'd like to be there.
Okay, so you're going to sit there with your legs hanging off.
I'll take the one lower than that.
So you're going to be here.
Yeah, that'll do.
Okay, and Radika's going to go off for a quick look round.
Yep. Can have a
Okay.
little sneak.
So, what did you roll for your investigation check? Now I've done the count. 9. You can't find anything that looks like a secret door. You can spot there is a large shadow cast where the roof is, but that's probably just because the light doesn't get that far up.
I would
The
like
tower.
to cast light on an arrow and fire it into the ceiling.
You sold all your arrows.
No, I didn't.
I thought. Oh no, you changed your mind, didn't you?
Yeah, because she was going to give me like 1 gold piece for a bow and 20 arrows.
19, wasn't it?
Yes,
Think so,
19.
I was going to say, I'm not as dumb as I look. I remember things.
matters in this game.
Okay, so you cast light onto an arrow as it begins shining, casting off a radiance of 100 feet in total of light. starting at bright for 50 feet and then fading to dim further on. Make an attack roll to see if you can get it all the way into the sky. You should be able to, but it's not going to be a hard check. 10. You just about managed to get it to
God, I'm glad I got that.
Crest you managed to get it to crest to the top area, at which point make a perception check for me.
Oh, I'm good at perception. Luckily, all of my rolls have been the same.
Jesus. Yeah, you're just using a lot of dex skills with proficiency. You notice there is still one area that appears slightly shadowed, despite the light having gone into it.
And where would
Just
that
from angle, it looks like it leads back to what may have been the second floor of the castle.
I wish I had magical bar.
I can light it up.
How can you light it up?
I have a cunning. No, I don't think it's worth doing this early. I was going to say, Rambler, I could conjure a bird.
Oh, you've got Find Familiar.
I'm going to waste that now, are you?
At this point as well, I'm going to say,
Have you actually
where
got
did you
Find
want
Familiar?
Radika going to look?
I just want Radika to go and have a little sneak to the other towers to see who's there, who's in them.
Okay, so looking around the other towers, the doors aren't currently open. Do you want Radika to try and open them?
No, just peek through the keyhole, or maybe like listen at the door, have a little sniff.
Okay. Listening at the door for the first one, Radika would be able to hear two large individuals that's at the tower to the south of you on the map, to the tower to the southeast of you on the map. He can hear 5 or so people milling around, chatting, generally friendly group.
If this, by the way, before you finish, if it makes any difference, he's proficient in perception. He has a passive perception of 13, and he has advantage on checks that rely on hearing or smell.
Okay, so I'll consider that. Yeah, so I'm going to stick with he can hear. I'll change the group of 5 slightly. He can hear that they're various sizes, and he got large on the first 2 because they were big guys.
So 2 big guys and a group of various 5 guys.
They did say other guys were guarding the other towers, so...
Yeah, and at the remaining tower before he heads back, he can hear a lone individual.
A big guy?
He doesn't seem to be huge by any standards, but he'd be bigger than you, certainly.
Everything's bigger than me.
Okay, bigger than Minstrel, certainly.
All right, Radika will return and
Okay.
stand on Merrick's flank.
Okay, so Radika's going to come and stand here guarding the door as well.
I suppose Radika can't really... wait, I can communicate with him, can't I?
You can get a vague generalization, so he can
Really
tap
good.
the floor for the number of people in each room.
Oh, he's a smart dog, isn't he?
As I say,
Right.
it's like those old shows you used to see with the parrot who could ring the bell.
Yeah, okay, so he's going to relay that information to the party.
Yeah.
5 normal-sized guys, 2 big guys, and 1 big for a dwarf.
I'm going
guy.
to assume they're the guys guarding the towers, so I'm not worried about those.
They
Okay.
all seem suspicious to Radika.
Fair enough.
He's a dog, doesn't know anything.
It's a dog. They're strangers in a strange place, so everything is slightly concerning
Eric,
to it.
why are you so mean about my faithful hound?
He's just limited, is all. And his understanding.
You're bloody limited.
Limited?
Mm.
Ooh.
He's an animal. He's a wolf.
You're an elephant.
Yeah. Humanoid, though.
Elephant man.
All right, folks, let's
Loxodon.
try and get through the night without murdering each other. Radika,
Everyone.
he didn't mean nothing by it. Merrick, she didn't mean nothing by it.
I start sharpening my ocarina.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay,
Won't you?
we haven't heard that for a while.
Yeah, I haven't heard a tune from you in a long time.
I will
If you
play
do
us a
throw it, oh,
tune.
please don't.
Yeah,
Typical
play us a
performance
tune.
in the inn. From the
Does that
sound
mean
of
we
it.
get inspiration if he plays a tune?
He can choose to give you inspiration.
If it's good, we might. He
Yeah,
might.
if he actually manages to play an instrument well, I'll be giving him inspiration. Yep, nothing for that.
Even the wolf could have done that.
That was a Jaws theme song.
Not really.
I mean, I get it now you've said it, but it wasn't great.
Sounded like an asthmatic owl.
It sounds like an owl on a respirator.
Yeah.
Is there any rope around or anything that I could craft into a twine?
You've mainly got boxes in this room as
Any
time's
curtains?
going by.
Any cloth, fabric?
There's a rug. There's a small piece of rug, but it's currently covered by boxes.
Do either of you two have any rope that I could borrow?
No, don't need it.
I might do. Let me have a look. As I
Pull up your
Google.
inventory.
Yeah.
If you still have your basic pack, you probably have rope in it.
No, Entertainer's Pack doesn't come with it.
Oh, fair.
Oh well, that's unfortunate. That's another D&D session. I can't use my spell.
I approach Merrick and say, "Well, seems you're taking this guard duty awfully seriously."
Okay, so you've approached Merrick. At which point, I'm gonna have to say,
Getting paid,
I
man.
need. Merrick, your passive perception is now 17, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna hear something moving above you, and so is Radika, since he gets advantage on hearing.
I can hear something
Yeah.
above us, guys.
Oh, you're just trying to play distraction games.
Is the arrow still stuck in the ceiling, or did it fall down?
It didn't matter. It came back down. It didn't get up that. It didn't get into the actual roof. You only just hit 10.
Oh, so at least the lower level's lit then.
Oh yeah, there's currently a glowing arrow sitting in the middle of the floor, so you can see in this area.
What do your elf eyes see?
Heard a noise from above. Maybe the dog did too. He's got good
Probably
ears.
naught but bats.
Possibly, but don't know specifically.
What did it
tell.
sound like?
If you were to, as Merrick, as you try to describe the noise, it sounded like claws on stone.
Claws.
Does sound, yeah, it could be bats.
Could have
You
been a
could be right.
beast.
Perhaps
Yeah.
we should prepare just to be careful. I would like to cast snare, but I don't have any twine.
Not a lot of
You
room here.
could take part of it off Radika if you don't mind him not having a saddle, because he's still got his leather barding for making up the basic.
Does that count as a saddle, the leather barding?
The leather barding's part of the saddle, so you'd have to destroy the saddle, but you could turn it into a.
I'd like to go sit back on my box.
Sure.
No, I like being able to ride Radika.
Sure. So you're going to move back up to your box.
I guess I could try and fire another light arrow. Can I? I could just
Okay,
cast
well-
whatever I want, can't I? Because it's a cantrip.
Yeah, light is a cantrip, so you're still going to be using up the arrow slowly.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I've-
attempt.
I've got a brilliant idea if you guys are afraid of bats.
Mm.
Not afraid, no.
This might make the GM speed things up a little bit out of frustration. I could, and I look at Rambler, cast Tiny Hut and make this entire area impassable.
10 feet by 10 feet, mate. Not the entire area.
Yeah, it's a very small bit.
So
Right,
you'd be able to go
that's it.
out to there, back to there, out to there, out to there.
You
That
are
all the
doing
important
boxes.
people would be covered. Got it.
And a
It's
small
pretty-
portion of. Actually, no, the things are 20 feet high. You wouldn't be able to protect all the boxes either.
Oh, I meant to protect the boxes.
I'm firing a light
That's,
arrow.
that's why we're here.
Okay, you're firing a light arrow. 14. This time you do manage to stick it into the ceiling. At which point, you're going to now hear a slight shrieking noise. As creatures are now going to come out from inside the small dark region you saw before. So I will need a initiative roll from everyone as they begin climbing down the sides of the walls. I will begin describing them in 1 second.
Told you guys there was something there. It's not just bats.
You are right all along, Radika.
Now, I believe these might be wingless bats.
I mean, sure.
That's why they're crawling down the walls.
You begin seeing large greyish humanoid creatures, each with different pieces of animals almost surgically implanted onto them.
Have any of them got
Some have-
surgically implanted bats?
I'm getting to it. Hang on. Some of them have... You really put me off my stride there. Some of them have spider's legs and talons. Others have octopus limbs attached onto their shoulders and crab claws.
Oh, are they monstrosities?
No, interestingly.
Oh. You told me monstrosities was the most common.
There are hundreds of them, yeah. I just haven't had any come up just yet. But
Oh, it's alright. Next level, I get another one. I get greater favoured enemy. And I'm going to
another base one as well.
make humanoids.
Fair enough. And several of them do in fact have small
Penises.
semi-mammal-ish bat wings attached to their backs, which are allowing them to begin floating down.
Merrick, they're bats.
I don't think that constitutes a bat. It's just some humanoid with bat wings stuck to it.
So as they begin coming into range, as they've managed to climb down remarkably quickly down the walls, 3, 4, 5.
Well, Minstrel, there's two behind you.
Yep. Okay. So that's your initiative rolls and 6 initiative rolls from the enemy.
As I'm last of the
They
group,
are
just go for a wee, didn't it?
fair enough.
Last. Oh, yeah, you got 6.
So it's a natural 20 from number 1. So we have.
Does a natural 20 beat a unnatural 21?
It will on this guy, yeah.
Oh.
So that's going to be from that one. And then we have what's next. With the. Okay, so that one's out. So just remove it so you don't get confused. So next will be Rambler. Next
Okay.
will. No, I'm just putting the order in. Sorry, just 2 seconds. Next will be Flyer, then Minstrel. Radika gets 7, so that's going second to last.
Radika was distracted. Merrick and Radika were like,
Still
Oh.
watching the door.
I was going to say, like, Merrick was playing with Radika, but then he probably wouldn't do that, would he?
Head back.
He'd probably just kick him.
4. Then. And finally. Okay. So, as we begin with the one which dropped in first, it is. The shocker will just start as number 1. Oh. Yeah, they are grey skinned with animal modifications.
They're
They-
gargoyles.
Animorphs. The Animorphs are attacking.
They're gargoyles.
Beast morphs.
So the first one is going to, using its octopus legs, climb deftly over the boxes. 15, 20, 25 to Radika, and make a attack with its electrified tentacles. This
Oh,
sounds ridiculous.
That's cool.
This, I'm sorry, I just started reading the attack descriptions. This sounds ludicrous.
Yeah.
Fun.
I don't want Radika to die.
So it gets a total of 14.
Ah, that's a hit.
Okay. So Radika take 9 lightning damage.
Okie doke.
Next it is Rambler's turn.
Yay, Rambler. Right.
Oh wait, sorry. I need strength athletics check from Radika to see if he's grappled.
God, athletics. Athletics, not strength.
Strength or athletics, either way. They're the same score.
No, because he's proficient in strength.
Oh, fair. You can do it as a saving throw then, yeah. So just do it with raw strength.
3 plus 2, so 1d20 plus 5.
Yeah.
Rolls, Control V, change that to a 5. I've worked out a quick way of doing it.
13. 13 is going to succeed against being grappled, so he manages to wiggle free from the electrified octopus tentacles after they grab onto one of his legs.
Good boy.
Now, Rambler, it's your turn.
Yes. Right. So let me just
You
check.
are
Wolf
over
has
here.
So, got so much fucking written stuff, but there's something I need to check.
Okay.
Something about when the wolf attacks when I attack.
I think it's if you're within 5 feet of each other.
No, it's within sight. I know that.
Oh, okay. Do you have to be attacking the same target?
No,
Oh, fair.
but I would like to just double check it. Beginning at 5th level, you and your animal companion form. When you use the attack action on your turn, if your companion can see you, it can use its reaction to make a melee attack. So I was
Fair.
checking because I wanted to cast a spell, but it doesn't work.
Okay, so it's has to be an attack.
So I'm there. Which ones are the flying ones?
The 2 flyers would say landed as 2 and 3.
Okay.
So they're the ones with the bat wings.
I'm not going to be able to get to those other 2, am I?
In theory, you could walk straight up to that one because it's only 10 feet away. You could climb up the boxes for it. It will take your entire movement, but
I would like to cast Spike Growth. Try and get these 2 upper ones.
which one? Sorry, this one, this one,
Yeah, those 2 up.
these 2.
Yeah,
Okay, so what's the range on Smite Growth?
The range is 120 feet.
No, the casting range. How big a square does it make?
20-foot radius.
20-foot radius. So
Oh, I might be able to get 3 with that.
yeah, you probably will. If you cast it here, it'll spread over most of the room.
Well, I
Because
don't
20-foot radius will go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah,
Can I
that'll
do it?
cover.
Can I just do it so I'm not hitting me or Minstrel or any friendlies?
To not hit you, you'd have to cast it way at the back of the room. Halfway out the wall. So then it would go 5,
Yeah, even that would
10,
hit.
15, 20. That's going to cover you, but we'll say you can avoid your own spell. So that would go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you can get all 3 of them and only yourself cast in the area.
And that is an action.
That is your action. Is that what you want to do then?
Yeah. Oh, I still haven't changed my bloody fighting
So
stuff.
mark out the area so it's nice and easy to see. So they're now spiked. Oh, hang on. Does that have to be on the floor? Because if it's on the boxes, will it not work?
Just says the ground in a 20-foot radius.
Yeah, the ground, so the boxes won't work.
Sprout out the ground or something, yeah.
If they go right out the ground, that's not going to work.
All right, I've changed my mind. I've still got my bow in my hand, so I'm just going to shoot.
Okay. Perfect. Just let me clear off that red mark now.
Good boxes.
Yeah, the boxes have kind of screwed you there.
What's the minimum range of a bow? Like
You're 10 feet away, so you're fine. As long as they're not like standing next to you, you don't get disadvantage.
Okay, and I get advantage against a creature that hasn't attacked yet.
Okay, so far only one of them's moved, so
So I'm just going to go for Matey Boy.
straight ahead of you.
Yeah, might as well just go for him.
Number 5. Okay, that's the spy.
So I'm rolling with advantage.
26 will definitely hit.
Oh god, now I've got to do damage.
With the bow, it's nice and simple. 1d8 plus your
1d8
dexterity modifier.
Plus 4. Roll 1d8 plus 4. Oh,
12. Okay.
and
So-
I get do I get second attack with bows?
Yeah, you still got chance to take a second attack.
And I assume that one doesn't have advantage.
No, after the first one. 27, natural 20 still going to hit. So you did 12.
Jesus. So I roll an extra d8.
Yeah, so roll 2d8 plus the 4. Oh no, plus 7, sorry. But 17. Doesn't make a huge difference. It's dead.
Oh, nice. And then upon seeing me do that, it
As
is
you've
inspired.
pinned it to the wall with a quick double tap.
Nice. It's inspired Radika to do his attack, which is a plus 4, I believe. Yep.
Plus 4 to attack. Yeah, that makes sense. So
And
that's
he's attacking
against number
next
1.
turn.
At which point, though, I am going to need from Radika. Oh no, it just takes the damage immediately.
Oh.
So Radika now takes whilst making the attack, so still roll for the attack.
Yeah, I missed.
You missed. And you also take 7 lightning damage.
Is that not? Does And that
It
counts
doesn't
even
ma-
if it's a reaction.
It's as I say, any creature that touches the hybrid or hits it with the melee attack while within 5 feet.
Oof. Oh, okay. So yeah, obviously a reaction wouldn't matter. Oh,
Yeah.
Radika!
So he's been electrocuted as he's jumped onto him to bite him before being thrown off.
Okay.
Okay, next we come to the 2 flyers. Ugh.
Fuck, I
Hey.
forgot to cast. Can I do my
Do you want
bonus action?
Hunter's Mark? Yeah. Who do
Yeah.
you want Hunter's Mark?
Hunter's Mark on the one on my left.
The one on
Actually,
your
no, on
left.
the electrical octopus that's killing Rambler.
This guy. Okay, so Hunter's Mark on the shocker. Got it. Okay. So the flyer is going to move. Flyer number 1 is going to move straight to Minstrel and use its multi-attack to spit acid from the cobra fangs on its face,
Jesus.
as well as stab at you with its javelin. So it gets a 17 and an 11.
I would like to cutting words for 17.
Okay, roll for it. 4, so it gets 13.
Both miss.
Both miss. Okay, well done. So with your mild insult that its fangs make it look like a disgusting emo child with piercings, it now misses completely and sprays acid slightly off to the side before missing with its stab as well. Okay, the next flyer is also going to move in towards you to do the exact same thing. So javelin and spear gets a 14 and an 18.
Cutting words the 18.
Cutting was the 18. Okay, roll for it.
Like you're like a better tank than Ballador was.
2, so it gets 16.
16 misses.
Misses. Okay. So with that, once again, your insults find the mark and upset the creature enough that it misses you. Minstrel, your turn.
Right. Out of character for a second.
Yep.
Craig, I'm so sorry.
What are you about to do?
I look at Radika and I say, "Don't worry, your friends are here." And I conjure 8 wolves.
Oh God, bear with me.
Is there enough room?
Jesus. What is that? What spell's that?
Conjure animals.
Bit of a waste in
1,
here. It's
2,
a weak enemies.
3, 4, 5.
If it makes it easier, just
7.
use a single token.
Do they behave as a pack?
It says here, that's wolf. Blah blah blah. Roll initiative for the summoned creatures as a group, which has its own turns.
It's a fucking cool spell. I'm going to get that when I get 3rd level.
Okay.
I'm definitely getting that spell.
It's going to take ages.
Imagine
Yep.
if we
So
both.
roll initiative, and we'll see where they fit in the order. So
And
you roll 1d20 plus the wolf stat block, which I will pull up for you now.
yeah, I've got a wolf open here. Is it Constitution?
Dexterity.
Dexterity. Sorry, 1d20 plus 2.
21.
Nice,
So
plus-
they've missed their turn this turn. They therefore go just
Same
after
as Rambler.
Rambler. Yeah, just after Rambler.
I'll do it.
So I'll stack them up at the moment. So there are
And-
currently 8, and they're acting as a pack.
I have 2 questions.
With the wolves, there's 2 important points. One is I'm going to say to them, "Attack, friends."
Okay.
No,
Which
don't
does
attack
not.
friends.
No, I said attack my. Attack my baddies.
Thanks.
That doesn't cost a bonus action or anything.
Nope, that's the spell.
And most importantly, the wolf has advantage on attack roll against a creature if at least one of the wolf's allies is within 5 feet.
Yeah, that's why I'm
Six.
going to have to spread them out for this then.
And on every melee attack, the creature I'm attacking must succeed on a DC 11 strength saving throw or be knocked prone
I
Yep.
forgot about the.
for each attack.
I forgot about the pack
Okay.
tactics for Radika actually, but I guess let's not. We won't need to.
I'm going to have to mark these now. Bear with me.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm so
One.
glad I got a spell.
2,
it's going to be
3.
I get that one, and we both cast
Four.
8 wolves each.
I do not have enough pieces for that. I'm going to have to restrict it.
And the other
So-
question I had, which is I've forgotten. Never mind.
Okay, so you will have to do. Do they behave at my decision or yours? Considering they are basically wild animals, I assume it's just going to be moved to the nearest enemy and attack is
Yeah,
their behavior.
I don't. Ow!
Just says they're
Ow!
Sorry. Just says they're friendly.
Yeah,
Oh no, it says
Yeah.
you can issue commands. Yeah, all
he
day.
can issue commands. He's told them to attack the enemy. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I assume they're DM controlled. I think.
But
Yeah.
if they're friendly to me, then I can tell them what to do as well. No, because they're Fey. Actually, they're not beasts, are they? So I can't.
Yeah. Okay. So with that, we're going to move on to creature number 4's turn. If you're finished there, Minstrel.
Yeah, I'm not going to do a bonus or anything.
Fair enough. At which point, creature number 4 is going to move here, and is going to use its acid spit attack along the line of suddenly conjured wolves.
Uh-oh.
So I will need from each of the wolves. So, oh Jesus Christ, Chris, roll 4 dexterity saving throws for the wolf.
That's
I suppose they get one throw as well, don't they?
no.
If they get one,
No, they'd get 1 for each one it's going to hit.
blimey.
+2, I believe.
What was
They get
that?
multiple
Dex?
for yourself.
Dex, yeah.
I believe it's +2.
So a 10, an 8, a 7, and a 6. So they all fail. So they take each 22
have-
points of poison damage.
They only have 1 HP.
That
Or they
is
only have 1 HP each.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, good.
In that case, 1 through 4 have just immediately been acid sprayed into nothingness.
Oh wait, maybe I'm wrong. Am I wrong, Chris?
Even if they have the wolf stat,
I think you're wrong. They've got 11.
Oh, that's
even so, even if they passed, they wouldn't have succeeded that then. Okay, so
Bastards.
4 of them are immediately destroyed.
Well,
Which-
at least we haven't been destroyed.
well, this is a fair point. At which point I've got to come onto the page for the last creature before Radika and Merrick's turn. So, this one is going to come in 5, 10, and take 1 swing at wolf number 7 and 1 swing at Rambler. Those are the 2 directly next to it.
Bring it on.
So against the wolf, we have an 18. I assume that's going to hit. And against Rambler, we have 16.
Ah, fucking had to have my bow out, didn't I?
Cutting words on Rambler.
Cutting words on Rambler. Okay.
Okay.
Well, hang on. Will 1 lower it enough?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just don't worry about rolling that. We'll just immediately say it's a bust, just to make life easier. Okay, so the wolf takes 10 points of damage from that punch from a large crab claw.
Still alive, I believe.
If it has 11 health, yeah, it's got 1 left.
Go on, Wolfie. What are their names, by the way?
Ahmed,
Well, they're new ones each time, so
Aragon.
doesn't matter.
It's going to have
Avalon.
a lot of names.
and Deirdre.
Deirdre, nice.
Fair enough.
Deirdre's my favourite.
Okay, now we come to Radika's turn.
Radika is quite smart and has realised that trying to bite this thing is probably going to kill it because it's close to death. Radika's also smart enough to know about the concept of whatever that thing is.
Pack tactics.
Know the things that hit you when you try and run away.
Oh, attack of opportunity.
So Radika is going to delay or ready his turn for... Fuck knows.
The end of the round, shall we just say? Because he's nearly at the end of the round, to be fair.
Yeah, I guess only... Yeah, well, maybe...
If Merrick takes
maybe
out
Merrick
the
can kill it,
electrocuting one, yeah, then you
Yeah,
don't have a problem.
till the end of the round then.
Okay. So, Merrick, your turn.
I was gonna Sacred Flame the one by Rambler.
Okay.
I
So
knew
that's a wisdom saving throw, correct?
Yeah, 15.
15. Okay. It's not going to pass, so roll for damage.
Ooh.
4. Okay, it's not a lot.
And a bonus action for cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Sure. Okay. So with that we come... Radika, you can still make a move now if you want. That's the end of the round.
Honestly, don't think there's anything Radika can do.
Mm,
Radika, no, because Rambler's going to get a turn before
yeah.
Electric Boy.
So you can try and deal with that. Okay. At which point we're going to come back... Oh no, he's not. The Shocker's the first turn for the enemies. He's top of the round.
All right, Radika's going to attempt to run away.
10 to run away. Okay.
Gonna
So,
go
where would you want to run? Just out of interest.
5, 10, 15, 20,
Don't forget
25,
it's climbing, so his speed is halved if he's going up the boxes.
25, 30, 30 feet. I make it to run without doing attack of opportunity on Rambler's one to make it the one just top
10,
left.
15, 20, 25.
Yeah, there. No, the one. Back
That
one?
one.
No, back one.
That one.
That one. But it's 30, so I avoid the attack of opportunity of Rambler's one. Does that make sense to you?
Okay. I'm slightly lost to what you think you're doing. So that's an enemy, and that's an enemy.
Yeah, so I'm avoiding the second one's attack of opportunity.
Yeah, because you haven't exited its range. You only get one from the first
Oh, right,
one.
okay. Well, in that case, I'll just move 20 feet.
5, 10, 15. So up by 5 means 25. You could move one more square
Yeah, all right. One more square, and then
that way, I assume,
and then I'll have a little munch
on the big one.
on that fella. He's
Sure,
got
so
tricky.
you don't know what he is.
having
You
a
can see he's got crab claws. 14 is not going to hit. But no, you do not take lightning damage from being near it, but I'm now going to roll the attack of opportunity from the Shocker.
Oh, I probably should have done that first.
That's fine. It doesn't really matter.
Oh, Craig.
Yeah?
A future ref, the way most people use conjure animals
Mhm.
is I decide the quantity and the rating, and then you can
Robert.
just roll and pick a suitable creature. Because
That's
Fair enough.
it stops players being OP by just summoning wolves all the time.
That's
Well, you
actually
say
quite-
that, the wolves did not last long there.
I didn't think wolves were that OP. I deliberately picked one for Radika that.
So that's a 22 against Radika.
Oh,
Yeah, that's going to hit on the way over, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's only 8 damage, though, this time.
Radika is doing. He's whimpering and limping.
Okay, so he's not doing well. So it is now the Shocker's turn, who is going to, since there are now 2 people in range of his tentacles.
Wait, was that Radika's turn?
That
Yeah.
was Radika's turn, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So the Shocker is now going to attack the wolves.
Quilfies.
So 6 and 8 are going to be hit with a tentacle attack, which is a 14 and 15.
Both hit.
Both hit, okay. So they take 16 points of damage each, because I managed to
dead.
roll a max. Okay. Yeah, you see the disadvantage of wolves. They lack health. Okay, so with that we come to Rambler's turn, before the 2 remaining wolves get a turn.
So it's a interaction to swap to a sword and shield, right?
Yes.
I
It's
still
not a...
get bonus action.
You still get your bonus action, yeah.
That one. Which one's hexed? The electric boy.
Yeah, you put it on the Shocker over here.
Fuck, that was a bit dumb. Right, I would. What do I want to do? That's.
You can use your bonus to switch it, can't you?
I
Control
think
slot?
it uses another spell slot.
Oh yeah, if the creature's not dead, it will use another spell slot.
Yeah. I mean, Booming Blade will stop him moving, but he'd still hit Radika. I mean, maybe Radika's just got to go. Do I want to try and heal Radika? Party. What do you think, Party?
I also managed to find some pictures of the things I was trying to describe.
The
Your
party.
party can't comment as it's not their turn.
I'm allowed to ask advice on it.
Out of character, you can answer. It's up to you guys. I won't punish you too badly, considering what you're short of fire.
I'm gonna hit the one behind me. He has acted, hasn't he?
They've all acted now, yeah. So you want to go for the guy up higher or the guy down lower?
Oh my god, the guy up higher.
Up higher. Okay, so number 4.
I don't think it matters.
It does, because they have different armor classes.
Yeah, but look at my roll.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's...
And Radika rolled a 1. Wow.
Okay, yeah, that's not going to matter at all. You are quite correct. So, with that, yep, you're going to miss completely. As the poisoner simply just dodges out the way with its slightly bendy, almost spineless movement, interestingly. Next, we come to balls 5 and 7. So, your instructions were just to attack, were they not?
Oh shit.
Yes, they were. So
Uh,
attack the nearest ones.
So, attack the nearest one.
Damn
So,
it, I forgot.
first one. Pack tactics, you roll with advantage for Radika.
Yeah.
So, roll again, go on. Yeah, I haven't moved on yet. 18 will hit.
Nice.
So, roll for damage for Radika.
Sorry, Chris. Chris is so angry at me. He's not even. And he's got to do a strength saving throw for a
Okay.
DC 11. Was it, Chris?
He makes the saving throw for 11.
Yeah, strength saving throw.
Okay, so rolling for Chris's wolves. That is, what do they get plus to attack?
uh,
Well, Radika's
Plus.
got
4, I
Plus
think.
4.
By melee weapon attack plus 4 to hit, reach 5 foot, 1 target.
Okay, so the first one is going to hit, and the second one is going to hit.
And obviously they have to make a strength saving throw.
So he's got to make 2, but what's the damage as well? Is it
Uh,
2d4?
2d4 plus 4.
2d4 plus 2, it says on the wiki page.
Yeah, that's right for you. It's different for the special wolf. So that's 4 damage from the first one, and 5 damage from the second one.
Or if all 8 were up, that'd be quite powerful.
Yeah, they'd also have to hit. I did roll rather better on that one, so that is against the poisoner. So he's now taken 8,
It is a third level spell.
13, 17 points of damage, which leaves him with that much. Okay, so strength saving throw against me, not prone. He passes, and he passes, I'm afraid.
Ah,
It is a low chance, but I mean, the one time it happens, it's going to be like.
It's not going to do as much as you think it is. Because they're prone, they're not grappled, it cuts in half their movement.
Because all of Craig's monsters fly.
Not all of them fly. This one doesn't fly, you just haven't managed to knock him prone. Okay. Speaking of which, the 2 flyers are now going to make their attacks against Minstrel. So, with that, the 2 flyers are going to double down on the javelin attacks this time. So the first one gets a 15 and a 12 for its first attack.
both fail.
Okay, so that one didn't hit you. The next one gets a 16 and an 18.
That last one does hit me.
Last one does hit, so you take 8 damage in total, piercing.
Sorry,
Ow.
you pierced.
Yep, you got stabbed. Not too badly in the shoulder. Now we come back to your turn, Minstrel.
Cool, minstrel. Summon a dragon this time, or a raptor.
The trouble is, I could summon something. Do we need something to summon in?
What is challenge rating 2? I'm just curious. What's an example of a challenge rating 2?
I can tell you because I've got that on my screen at the moment. An Allosaurus,
Oh my
a
god!
cave bear, a giant boar, giant constrictor snake, hunter shark, polar bear,
Shark?
rhino.
God, imagine if you rolled a shark and it just died and suffocated immediately.
I would like to think it's suited to the
the
situation.
location,
Yeah.
I was going to say, challenge rating 2 is also the creatures you are currently fighting.
Did you say they have weapons on them?
Yeah, they are humanoids, they are carrying weapons. These
Oh.
2 are currently stabbing you with javelins.
Are these javelins made out of metal?
Only the
Chance?
tip.
Ah, fuck's sake.
I couldn't resist the chance to say only the tip.
Um,
Wait. Have you have
I
any-
am. Which was the one that hurt me?
It'll be the second one which went number 3.
Number 3. Okay. I would like to. Just bear with me 2 seconds.
Sure.
Oh, you're summoning the bear, are you?
Okay, I'm going to bestow a curse on the one who just harmed me.
Okay. What would you like me to do?
The target must make a wisdom saving throw at the start of its turn. If it fails, it wastes its action that turn doing nothing.
That's one of the standard ones, isn't it?
Bards
Yep.
are pretty cool,
Yeah.
aren't they?
Is that against your spell save DC?
Presumably, yes.
Yeah. Okay, no worries. That's fine. So I just roll that at the start of each of its turns. Number 3, hit cursed.
And there's nothing I want to do for my bonus.
Okay. Don't have healing word or something you could cast to the poor wolf?
No, I'd have to get in touch range.
No, that's cure wounds. If you have healing word, it's ranged.
No, I'm not a cleric, so I don't have.
No, you
healing
can
word.
get that as bard.
I know I can, but I don't.
Yeah, everything.
Okay, fair enough.
Can you
So
get everything?
next we come to the poisoner, currently in combat with. No, that's brute. That's the poisoner. Bloody Roman numerals. So the poisoner is now going to, out of desperation, launch another attack against Rambler.
I got my shield out now.
Yeah, but it's going to make both its attack. At which point, so it gets a 24 and a 16.
24? Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so I will also need a Constitution saving throw from you at this point, Rambler.
It's okay. I'm a stout dwarf.
That's fine. So
maybe
you
not.
take 6. You are considered poisoned.
Okay.
So you take 8 points of damage.
Oh shit! You need to despawn my wolves.
But then last a round.
No, concentration.
Oh no, just roll a d10. Or did you cast another concentration spell?
I casted another concentration.
Oh yeah, then they're gone. Thank God I didn't attack them.
Shit. Well,
Okay, so you're considered poisoned. You will be taking.
do I need to write that down? You're going to remember that.
I'll remind you at the start of each of your turns.
I'm sure you'll remember that gleefully.
You've been poisoned. Okay, so next we come to the brute, who is that one, still next to Radika and Rambler, who is going to attack you.
Me, as in Rambler.
Rambler, yeah,
Okay, good.
twice.
Actually, maybe not good.
It gets an 11 and a 17.
Yay!
2 misses?
I dodge out
Okay.
of the 11 one, and then as I'm dodging, I'd raise my shield up, and it brings its other. What is it? Attacking?
It's crab claws, essentially.
Brings its other claw down, and it's a big dent in my wooden shield.
That's not so fun. Okay, next we come to Radika.
Radika is angry at that guy for attempting to attack its master, and it's going to try and bite him.
Okay, make an attack roll. 10 is not going to hit,
Radika is angry.
unfortunately. Next we come to Merrick, who is still currently facing the door. I should turn him round.
Oh, yes. Is that the lightning-y one next to me? Or near me?
Yeah, this one here.
It's been stood facing the door for 12 seconds.
I guess I will try to channel divinity to hold it.
It's a humanoid, so it just needs a wisdom saving throw against 14?
15.
15. That's not
Yeah.
correct. It's not going to pass, so we
No,
shall find out
hold.
what happens in a second, because it's its turn next. So it is frozen in place for its turn.
Yeah.
At which point we come to Rambler.
Alright, I'm hitting Acid Boy.
At which point, as well, I need another con saving throw for me.
Oh.
14. You take 1 point of poison damage.
Oh.
If you pass- yeah, it's not pleasant, but it's not a lot of damage if you don't. If you pass
Right, that's
this.
Booming Blade. That's non-booming blade. I'm assuming they both hit.
Yeah, they're both. Are you hitting the big guy or are you hitting the poison guy?
Poison guy.
Poison guy. Okay. You're probably only going to need one of those against the poison guy. Just to give you a hint.
Was that metagaming? Because I've already said both the poison.
No, because you'd kill him with the first one and be able to turn for the next one.
All right. Okay.
I'm going to guarantee the first one's going to take him out.
Do you need me to roll? So you don't need me to roll damage then?
You do like 5 total dice, don't you? Plus 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you don't need to roll for damage. So you swing around with booming blade and blow his ass to the back of the room again, as it knocks him white. Ugh. Before rolling for the second attack.
So the
Damage
second attack is
against the brute.
without booming blade.
Without booming blade, yeah.
So it's just the sword damage plus 4 because I've not
Sword damage
hexed
plus
him.
4.
and
You
he's
haven't
not a
lit it yet
monstrosity.
either.
So it's 9 fire damage, 5 physical.
You need to use a bonus action to light the sword before it does fire damage.
Shit.
So it's just 5 plus 4 at the moment.
I guess it's 9 damage then, and then I'll
9
use my
damage.
bonus action to light the sword.
Yep, you need to remember to do that, because the sword takes away to give the advantage. It's not like some of the other magical weapons which just do it on a hit.
Okay.
That's
Ramba's
why it's so powerful.
Well, actually, you say that, but this D&D thing I've been watching, they've all got like items that do that sort of damage.
Oh, yeah, but you got this like level 3.
Yeah,
At the time, that was a ridiculous item.
they're at level 4 now, I think. But
It depends how common magic items are in the world.
anyway,
Okay, so with that, the wolves are gone, so it's the 2 flyers.
so how much damage do I do?
Just 9 points of damage, unfortunately.
I missed out on 9 damage just because I'm a
Cut it in half because you forgot to use a bonus action to light the sword first.
But now it's lit.
Now it's lit, so now it will do the damage. So, next, the 2 flyers. So, flyer 1 is going to make its 2 javelin attacks against Minstrel. It gets a 3 plus... Oh god, this is the problem with changing those. This is why I do lots of the same enemy normally. So that's an 8 and a 23.
23 hits. Which one was it who attacked me?
Number 2.
Number 2. Yeah, 23 hits.
Okay. So, first off, damage for that. 2 plus 3 is 5 piercing damage. So the second one now needs to make a wisdom saving throw to keep its turn, doesn't it?
Yep.
Gets a 10.
That fails.
Fails, so he loses his turn.
Hey,
Finally, bestow curse has been useful.
So we come to your turn next, Minstrel.
Right. I am going to... Fuck. Is a healing potion a bonus action or a main action?
Bonus action to take yourself, main action to give to someone else.
I'm going to drink a healing potion.
Okay.
Um,
Chug that with one hand.
yeah, what's that roll?
The standard ones is 2d4 plus 2.
4.
4.
Add that back to my health.
Yep.
And then the other one, well, actually, the one that just hit me, the one who isn't cursed,
Yep.
I'm going to call him a googly-eyed Whatsit and viciously mock him.
Okay. Googly-eyed what's it? That's pretty accurate. So that's a wisdom saving throw. Gets a 6.
Haha.
So roll for damage and he gets disadvantage on his next attack.
Oh god, it's been a while since I've viciously mocked anyone, I think.
You're up to
In the game.
2d4.
Yeah, it's 2d4.
3. So
And he's disadvantaged.
3 to take off his health. My pen gone.
So essentially that's 2 who are...
Going to be struggling, yeah. So next is the brute's turn, since you've actually managed to take out 2 of these guys pretty quick.
just quickly, when Chris played his flute earlier, were we inspired?
No, he wasn't doing that. He was just doing it to piss you off.
Oh, okay.
It was not bardic inspiration at that time, and it wouldn't
Yeah,
still be active anyway. It only lasts 10 minutes.
I can't give inspiration unless I either use bardic inspiration or I gift you a dice that I've earned.
Mm.
I mean, you guys can earn your own die.
How
Yeah,
do you do that?
do anything I find particularly interesting, normally during RP pits,
Ah.
or things
I
which are
haven't done
particularly
anything you found
Think-
interesting this whole time.
to character. So, for example, I have given them out to Minstrel for some of his poems he's done after combat, for example, but they're small dice normally.
I suppose if a cleric was to pray or whatever.
Yeah, I was going to say after battle for the fallen something, but you just had to find obviously examples where it's timed well and it's done well, and that's how I reward you with dice. So we're going to come back to the Brute, who is going to swing once with the Crab Claw at Radika and once at Rambler. So Radika gets a 15, I want to say that's going to be. Yep.
I think that's it.
And Rambler gets 8 in total.
8 what?
No, 8 was the roll against you. Does it hit?
Oh,
I'm
that's
guessing not.
It's Radika, but it misses Rambler.
Okay, so Radika takes 7 points of slashing damage from the Crab Claw being raked across
Is
its
he at
hide.
-4 now or
So just considered unconscious, so you can put it to 0.
0? Oh, Radika.
So with that, we come to Radika's turn. So I need a Constitution saving throw from the wolf.
That is 3.
No, a Death saving throw. Sorry, so just a flat D20.
Oh, okay.
17. So you get 1 success added to the character sheet.
Yep,
If you get 3
that.
successes, you pop back up to 1 HP. If you get 3 fails, you die.
Yeah.
So, Merrick, your turn.
I'm gonna fire a guiding bolt at the one behind Minstrel. Is it?
Uh,
You
so
know,
number
correct,
3 or
correct. I'll go to the fire at the crab claw one.
the Brute that just took Radika down?
Yeah,
Sure.
it's right there.
So make a ranged attack roll.
Shit. Oh, bloody hell, I'll copy and paste something else.
Now you get to my problem.
18 just hits.
Hey!
So roll for damage.
This is like the million damage one, isn't it?
No,
It can do a fair chunk, but
I forgot what it was.
oh, hang on.
46.
It's been a
Guiding.
while since you 4d6, yeah. The next attack roll made against the target before the end of my turn. That's not really gonna. Before the end of my
4d6
next
radiant.
turn. No, it's before the end of my next turn has advantage. So
Yeah.
Ooh.
So the next attack against it comes with advantage.
because I'm at the end, it's the next full turn of round of combat.
Yep.
And that was 4d. Oh, fuck's
4d6.
sake, D6.
Do you want me to just roll it in the thing for you?
Sorry, I got it.
7. Ouch.
Yeah, 2, 2, 2,
7 of
1.
a total of possible 24.
Mm.
7
like-
out of 24. It's under the half.
HP.
Oh, balls.
You're allowed to take the average for your HP. Stop moaning.
Yeah, I put it out though. He had a minimum of 35 and he's got 39.
So you're above the minimum. Don't moan. Okay, so the Shocker is now going to take his turn, and he is going to move 5 feet.
Can he
This
move?
way?
I thought he could move.
Oh no, he's under the Holt, so I need to roll again, don't I?
No, it ends after my
Oh, it
next
ends after
turn, so,
one turn.
Yeah,
Okay, so,
free
you
now.
can.
Yeah.
So he's going to move up to here, and using the one attack from him I haven't had a chance to use yet, because
dear.
I want to get it out before it comes. He's going to use his tentacles to pull you in for a grapple.
Who's you?
Minstrel. Merrick, sorry. And gets a 22.
think that yeah, I'm at 20 at the moment.
Yeah, so with that, he pulls you 5, 10 feet towards him, and you take. Where's my D10 gone?
Where's my D100 gone?
7 points of damage.
Oh, it's not
It's not
bad.
too bad, but you are also currently considered grappled,
Okey-dokey.
so you can break that on your next turn.
Aye.
Okay, next we come to Rambler. Once again, I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
Oh, we can keep that attack roll though, right?
Yeah, we'll keep the attack roll provided you don't die from this. Okay, so
I
you
don't think I
take
won't die. I hope I won't die.
6 points of damage from poison
Okay.
as it courses once again through your body.
Right. So that's the attack I had advantage on that crit. So I guess
Fair
I
enough.
need that now. So that's the first attack. Should I do damage?
Yeah, because that's going to be a critical, so you can work that one out. So you double the sword damage, but not the fire, and you don't double the strength bonus.
+4 plus.
So you roll 2d6 plus 2d6. Jesus.
I'll get confused. I think that's it. So I've got Booming Blade, fire damage, crit, +4. Well, what?
17, and don't forget you can make Radika attack as well.
No, she's unconscious. He's unconscious.
Oh, of course.
Mm.
So 17. Off. It's starting to look fairly covered in blood, dripping from its own wounds at this point.
Second attack.
24. That's going to hit.
Okay. 1d6 +4 plus 2d6.
17 again, and with that, you manage to cut through the creature, burning off some delicious, now slightly seared crab claws. They smell delicious.
Cure wounds. Oh, he likes the sound of that. Cure wounds is a main action, isn't it?
I believe the spell is a main action, yes, but I will double check for you. This is why I keep the spell book next to me. Yeah, it's an action.
Okay. All right, my turn's over.
Okay, your turn's over. We now come to the 2 flyers. So we have Vicious Mockery against 1, so it's got a roll with disadvantage for its first javelin attack against Minstrel.
Do you take Mate Boy off the map?
Oh, yeah, thank you. Thank you for reminding me. So the first one with disadvantage comes out to 18.
Hits.
Hits, okay, and second attack without comes to 15.
Doesn't hit.
Doesn't hit. So you still managed to miss one, but just rolled too well for the first one. So you take 7 points of piercing damage, as it's now going to activate Disengage as it moves away from you towards one of the boxes. Okay, the other one is still cursed, so let's see if it can pass on wisdom throw.
Isn't disengage an action?
Not for this creature, it can use it as a bonus action.
Bastards.
And it gets a 13.
What one was that?
That's the cursed creature against your spell save, so that's not going to get that, so it's lost its turn again.
Yep.
Okay, now we come back to Minstrel.
I think that one who just disengaged,
Yep.
I'm going to take out arrow.
Okay.
Arrow Boy.
I'm going to poison my arrow,
With your
my
bonus,
bonus,
and take a
and-
shot.
and take a shot.
Okay. So back to the flyer for armor class. So make your attack. 17 will hit.
I haven't rolled yet.
Sorry. I thought it popped up. Sorry.
God.
19 will also hit.
Okay, and then I need to roll a 1. It's a
D8.
D8 in it.
Yeah, D8 for your bow plus the D4 for the poison.
So this is the arrow. Oh,
Okay. So 12.
and then 1d4, and it's just base in it.
Yeah. 2. So a total of 14. It looks upset that you tried to poison it. Very upset.
What do you mean tried? I
was gonna
did.
say, you have hit it with it. Whether or not it did any damage, only I know.
Oh.
So, with that, we come to Rambler. Your turn.
Hey.
Oh no, Radika. Radika's turn. Sorry. All right.
Oh,
So I need another death saving throw.
that's
Anything but a natural 1. So flat 20. 9. So that's 1 fail.
one. So I got
So
one
just
success.
mark off one
Oh, I see,
success
okay.
and 1 fail.
So the
So
first.
when either of those is full, yeah.
I get it.
So we now come to Merrick. You are currently grappled. I will need a strength
Yes.
check to try and break it.
+1.
Not a high DC.
Guidance work, by the way. Is that like
Yeah. No.
Natural 1. I don't think it matters. Unfortunately, the creature has pulled you slightly closer, so you take 5 points of lightning damage immediately.
It's not much.
Yeah, so
Nice.
it just slightly electrocutes you.
Mm.
And now we come back to its turn, unfortunately. So it's now going to make its shocking attack. It gets a 5th, and I guess advantage. Nope, doesn't matter. 15 was still the highest. So
No.
even with that, it can't get through your thick elephant hide. We now come back to Rambler, who I need one last Constitution saving throw from.
Oh, and then I'm no longer poisoned.
Yep, this will be the last one.
To be fair, though, that was a shit ton of damage in total I took.
3. So you only take half from this one. 1. You take 1 point of damage. And you are now no longer poisoned.
So that was a total of... Well, it was only 16 damage, actually, in total.
Yeah, from the poison. It's not too bad.
Yeah, 3
Right.
turns.
How does grapple work? Can I ungrapple?
If you can hit him and move him, you can break the grapple on him. If not, you attack with disadvantage because there's a chance you can hit Merrick. Because he's literally wrapped around him with tentacle legs at this point.
Oh, I see.
You may want to focus on the wolf.
I can take it though.
You're attacking the monster.
No,
Do you want to move in?
I'm saying I could attack the monster,
You could attack the monster, yeah.
I mean, I
but
can
it's
take
it's
it.
disadvantage.
Yeah, you'd get a disadvantage, and if you rolled lower than, say, a 5, you'd manage to catch Merrick with the sword.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my bonus action to pull the bow out, and I'm gonna attempt to shoot the electric monster twice.
Okay.
Fuck him up.
Make your attack rolls with disadvantage. So 12 and another one. I'm not
Oh,
I'm guessing you're
reroll the
not gonna
natural one.
natural one, so you are going to hit.
No,
Unfortunately,
reroll.
are you going to re-roll that one? Okay, 3,
10.
10. Okay, so with that, you're going to not hit the creature, unfortunately, at all.
Yeah.
Because you were rolling with disadvantage. So with that, you're basically going to shoot 2 arrows, trying not to hit your elephant buddy. You're going to just aim slightly too high and sky the shots
I'm actually
as they
getting quite.
stick into boxes.
All right. Sorry, Radika, I say, but the
And
elephant.
we now come to creature 2, who is going to grab a box of the supplies and begin trying to fly out. Creature 3, as it's now cleared up 20 feet in the air. On its turn, after grabbing a box, creature 3 is finally going to pass a wisdom saving throw with a natural 20. So it is going to make its 2 javelin attacks against Minstrel. And it gets a 9 and a 14.
Both miss.
Both miss. Okay, so it's still somewhat
That was
cursed.
That was a cursed one, wasn't it? It's
Yeah,
no
that was a
longer
cursed one.
cursed.
Oh, if he passes it, he's no longer cursed. Okay.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so Minstrel, your turn.
That one flying off 20. How tall is the? Oh, sorry, it's Crystal.
The room's about 60 feet tall from where you are.
Oh no, it is still cursed. Ignore me.
Oh, okay, I thought so.
Did you say it was my turn?
Yeah, your turn.
Which one's flying away?
Number 2. It's starting to fly directly up to back to where
You-
they came in from.
Kind of just pointed at all of them.
Number
that again.
2.
It's not the big
Okay.
one grappling me, is it?
Okay.
No.
I would like to. Oh, I wonder if you'd allow this.
Hmm?
Oh no, I have to touch him. I can't reach him. Okay, I'm going to take out my bow and
you want that
shoot him.
Okay, I thought you'd be going for sleep, but
With
make
No,
your
poison.
attack
do-
roll.
With poison.
Nah, no poison. I've got a feeling he's immune. Bump. Oh.
11 is not going to hit, I'm afraid. But he is carrying a box, so I'll give you advantage on the attack. Because he's going to be slowed. 18 will hit.
Hey.
Hooray.
So roll for damage. $11. Okay. So with that, he's now got another arrow sticking out of his chest as he's beginning to try and get away with his box of deep iron. Next, we come to Radika, who I will need another death saving throw from.
Tool 20 time.
Roll 20.
Oh.
17, so that's another pass.
No, it's a 10. My bad. I
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
mean to
10.
add the plus.
1 to 10, 11 to... Yes, that's another fail, I'm afraid, then. It's 1 to 10, 11 to 20. So that's 2 fails. Merrick, your turn.
I need to try and break free, don't
Yes, you do. So make a strength check.
I?
15. You break out of the grapple. You still get a bonus action this turn and your movement.
I don't think I'll do anything. No.
Okay.
Evidence?
Eh?
Never mind.
Or guidance. I think it was touch.
You could always put it
Yeah,
on yourself so you
touch,
could use it next time.
It only adds a D4 and then right.
Yeah, fair enough.
Not worth it really.
Okay, so
It's not a cantrip.
Yeah, there's no point.
you could always use it for next time you need it, but it's up to you. Okay, so we're going to come back to the top of the round with the Shocker's turn, who is just going to make 2 attacks against Merrick with its shocking touch. Gets a 17 and an 18.
Nope.
No, okay.
I'm a 20 at the moment.
So
My
you
shield
make
of faith. And that's
So
why I
you just
can't use
out the shield and the magic attack from its hands just gets caught on the second magic shield in front of your main shield.
Yeah. Think of like the paladin bubble.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's kind of what I'm imagining. Just like it gets stuck in the air trying to grasp you with its shocking hands. We now come back to Rambler.
I'm gonna have to save my pet.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds at level.
Yep, you're in range.
Can I cast it at level 2?
You can cast it at whatever spell slot level you have.
So what does that do then? Oh, I
So
guess I should
you
look
add an
at it.
extra 1d8 for the healing.
I've never actually cast Cure Wounds, so
So you roll 2d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
okay.
Should be on
Which
your character sheet.
is spell attack bonus? You mean?
No, spell casting ability modifier. What's your spell casting ability?
Wisdom.
For example, wisdom. So what's your wisdom modifier?
4.
4. So you add 4.
2d8 plus 4.
Yes. $20.
Oh.
So Radika is back up with 20 hit points.
Basically full health. That was actually worth wasting, or maybe worth wasting a turn. I don't know.
You still have a bonus action if you can do anything else.
As my bonus action, I would like to scratch Radika under his chin.
Okay. There, buddy. You could have done that as part of the healing, part of the cure wounds, to be fair.
Okay, so I've done
It was a touch range spell. So you heal him by giving him a scratch under the chin. Okay, so next we come to the 2 flyers. Flyer 2 is going to go up another 20 feet. As that's its max movement range. It's now got about 1 more of those before it's going to be out of the room. And number 2 and the other flyer is going to fail a wisdom saving throw, so it's still stuck there. Minstrel, your turn.
That's a good spell.
Right, I'm gonna take another shot at the one flying away.
Sure, this time as it's a little higher, we're going to call it even with advantage, so no advantage on this one. Nine. It's going to miss, unfortunately.
Shit.
I assume if it goes high, you get disadvantage, is it?
It's going to be
No,
up the end of the next turn.
it's about to escape, so...
Yeah.
120 feet range, isn't it?
120 feet range, but
Mm.
I was giving him advantage on the attacks because it was carrying a heavy box.
Okay.
After it's moved a bit away, I'm going to balance that out.
I'm going to have a pop at it, I think. So maybe-
Okay, next we come to Rambler.
Uh,
Radika, sorry.
Radika. Radika would like to. Can I reach the one next to Minstrel? The cursed one?
10, 20, 30, 40, just about.
I shall do that, and I shall do an attack.
Sure. So you make it with advantage, because pack tactics, yep. So 16 is the flyer.
16, yeah.
16 is going to hit, yeah. So roll for
2d4
damage.
plus and he has to do a roll.
Yep, strength
Nice.
saving throw, correct?
Yeah.
It gets a 19 in total.
Oh, believe it or not, that's going to pass.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, really?
If you guys already had spell saves DCs at like 19, I'd be really impressed.
Yeah.
That'd be some serious power gaming.
It's just a straight up DC 11. It
Yeah,
looked
I know.
OP when I first saw it, but then I realised it's like basically like a 5% chance. But it's still,
No, it's a 50-50 chance, depending on the creature's strength.
yeah, most things are.
If it has a negative to strength, so it'd be
Yeah, I guess against wizards and shit, it's going to be really useful.
yeah. So Merrick, we come to your turn. You're still in range of the lightning creature next to you, but you can do anything you want because you're no longer grappled.
I'm gonna guiding bolt the flying one.
Okay, make a ranged spell attack.
One flying away. Possible.
18 is going to hit.
Yeah.
So roll for damage and do better than last time.
4d6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
11.
Bit better.
Ooh, just enough.
This
Yay.
dice made
The
me hate
guiding bolt has brought it down and it has now collapsed to the floor, dropping its box almost back where it was supposed to go.
Ah, die. Mother fudger.
Fair enough. At which point the shocker is once again going to make an attack against you,
I would expect no less.
and it's going to miss both of them. So we now come back to Rambler.
Right, so I don't get disadvantage attacking that dude now.
No,
Do I?
because he's not grappling Merrick anymore.
Okay, so first attack,
21 will hit.
second attack,
20 will also hit.
and Radika attack.
He's going to take his one. 20 on that. That will also hit. Okay.
Bloody
So-
hell.
Jesus Christ.
He
Roll
doesn't have that much left anyway.
so 2d8 plus 8. Whoops.
2d8
Plus 8,
plus
so that's
8.
20.
So 20 on the shocker.
And then
It comes
2d4
down
plus
to that much.
4. Is that right?
2d4.
2d8 plus.
Yeah, 2d8 plus 8 because it's 2 attacks. You basically just
Yeah.
doubled it.
Oh, and he's hexed, so another d6.
Another d6, thank you. So roll 1d6 for that. Or no, twice because you hit him twice, didn't you? So we'll just take the 3 twice and say 6 in total.
Yep.
So he comes down to that much. Okay, so now roll Radika's damage against the other flyer. 9. So he comes down to that much. And a strength saving throw 15. So he's going to pass that, unfortunately.
Yep.
So we now come to the flyer, who now needs to make a wisdom saving throw. And is going to fail again. So he's once again stupefied in place.
Oh,
He
what
only
a
got
brilliant
past that
spell.
one.
Oh, must remember to. By the way, if I. Sorry to interrupt, but if I have advantage, does that use an extra arrow?
No, it's just you have an advantage on the attack. It's not like shooting twice.
Okay.
That would be making 2 attacks. Okay, so Minstrel, your turn.
I think the flyer next to me,
Yep.
I'm going to.
Gonna try out your new dagger.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say.
I
I'm going
thought
to
you-
stab him with my elf dagger.
Okay, so roll a melee attack. It's dexterity based, so 18 is going to hit.
So damage.
Damage is standard for a dagger, which is 1d4, and then it gets plus 1d6.
Yeah, it's still plus my attack bonus, isn't it?
Plus your dexterity modifier, yeah.
So that's the base damage.
Yep, 7. Okay,
Roll 1d6,
4.
4, and that
Okay.
heals back to me as well.
Yes, you heal back to you. So as you stab him with your black-handled, rather evil-looking dagger, the cut seems to turn dark, black, and shadowy for a few moments before draining from the beast and up the dagger into your arm.
Unlimited power.
Not quite, but it's a really quite a cool item. Okay, so next we come to Radika.
Radika is going to attempt to nom.
Okay, so the flyer again.
Oh.
5 is unfortunately not going to hit, so he's going to
Has
crash.
he,
as it goes up.
has he got advantage, Joe? Pack tactics.
Oh yeah, attack tactics, roll again.
Oh,
25 will
no,
hit.
no, 22. Sorry.
Even so, that's still going to hit.
I'm glad other people remind me about things like that. So I get so many attack rolls as a fucking ranger. It's ridiculous.
9, so that's looking fairly weakened. As I'm now going to... And it passes its saving throw again. For the prone.
One day he'll knock one over, and then I'm going to give him a meat pie.
Fair enough. We now come to Merrick.
I'm just
earthquake.
gonna Sacred Flame, the one
Sure, so it's a wisdom saving throw against the shocker.
15.
11, so roll for
Oh.
damage.
Yay.
Does that increase now because of your level?
One increase at 6, it'll increase later.
Hmm.
11 against that, that's looking pretty ropey as well.
Good.
As it is now going to attempt to escape from you on its turn. As it now begins to try and retreat to the wall, I'll need an attack of opportunity made with your mace.
Isn't
Can I
that
get for that again?
Just roll an attack roll plus your strength plus your proficiency.
I think it was.
So you get +1 for strength, +3 for proficiency, so +4. So 8 is not going to hit.
Never
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. As it is now about 20 feet up the wall.
he's a fast boy?
He has a ridiculous climb speed. because of the octopus tentacles. Literally, if you imagine an octopus just sticking his way up a wall. Next we come to Rambler.
Rambler says, bring that beast down. I've got a good stew I can make out of its tentacles.
Okay,
And
so
he
I assume you're going to
attacks.
take a shot.
So no advantage, and
No advantage. This is a creature that's used to moving around this way.
right, 2 attacks.
2 attacks.
And
18's going to hit. 11's not. And 20 is going to hit against the flyer.
+4. I believe that is right because of the hex. The
Yep.
hunter's mark.
11. Okay, so that brings him to that much. And roll damage against the flyer.
How's
Oh,
Oh,
that's just going to do it. It doesn't matter if it hasn't loaded straight away. It's
How-
going to do it in. So that
how's Octoboy looking?
he's looking pretty weakened. He was the group's leader.
Oh, and I need to get rid of another 2 arrows. Bloody two attacks a turn uses up a lot of arrows.
Yeah, it will. Imagine once you get to like 5 or 4 attacks a turn. It's ridiculous.
Do I get?
So with that, Radika has managed to bring down the flyer and is currently gnawing on the bat wings because they look tasty.
Yeah.
As we
Okay.
now come to Minstrel's turn.
Hi.
Hi.
Do you want to get that one off the board?
Oh yeah,
Devon?
yes. Thank you.
Right, the one climbing the wall. I'm
Yep.
going to take out an arrow.
And make a shot.
I'm going to poison the arrow,
Okay.
and then I'm going to take a shot.
Okay, so roll an attack. That's not going to hit, I'm afraid.
I cheer at my brilliant aim.
Okay. So, with that, we now come to Radika, who currently can't actually get to it.
Radika is going to have a little nom and eat some bat wings.
It's going to enjoy its crispy bat wings. Oh no, wait, that one will set on fire at any point. Damn. It's just going to enjoy its bat wings. Merrick, your turn.
Take a pop at the climber with a. I think I just need to check my spell slots. With a 2nd level guiding bolt.
Ooh,
Actually,
okay. So
I don't
make
have
a
the first ones left.
ranged spell attack.
I think it was another. Yeah, so it'd be 5.
So it's an extra.
If I hit. No.
8 is not going to hit, so unfortunately you managed to knock it directly into the wall beside it as it just shines very brightly. Okay, we come back to the start of the round. The creature is going to move a further 40 feet up, at
He
which
had
point
higher initiative than me.
he did. He was the first one to go. He got the nat 20.
Typical octopuses, but he hasn't got a box, right?
He doesn't have a box. No, he's just running.
Run off.
At which point, I'm going to say last reaction shot chances. Rambler and Minstrel, you both get one shot with your bows since you had them out
Not
Woohoo!
to see if you can finish him off.
just
But
one
you're going to
shot.
be attacking. Okay, 17 is going to hit, so you can roll damage. 9 is not. So, Minstrel, it's all on you to see if you can finish him before he gets away.
Oh,
So I
shit.
don't.
2.
Oh. I definitely would if I rolled a d20 by mistake.
Well, you might still get a 1.
Can you do?
11. Yep, that's going to finish him off.
Hey,
As you manage to catch him in the back as he now falls down and lands in the middle of the room.
I would like to take my. I assume I have a cleaver or something in my cook's utensils,
But I'll assume you have a kitchen knife.
a kitchen knife, and I'm going to start carving up the Octo Boy.
Okay.
Whilst checking him for loot as well, I suppose.
If his utensils still electric.
I was going to say, I'm going to get to that one in a second. So, are you checking for loot first across all the bodies in the room?
Me personally, or the party?
Who's going to
Yeah.
do what? So what are you going to start with, Rambler?
I start with Octo Boy.
You're going to start with Octoboy, so you're going to start by carving him up.
No, I'll check him for loot first, I guess.
Okay. So, looking through his very rough, torn garbs, you don't find a great deal that might interest you other than some basic instructions which seem to outline the shape of the boxes and what they want done with them.
Okay. Do I get? Can I roll to see if I could work out who wrote the instructions or anything like that?
Do you have the Forger's kit? Or proficiency in it, because there is an ability for that.
Proficiency in what?
The forgery kit, there is a tool proficiency.
I have absolutely no idea, but I doubt it, considering
Okay.
I have absolutely no, because I picked cook, didn't I? So,
Yeah, you did. So that's
all right.
probably not. You could have a look at the letter and try and work out
Sorry.
what it's going to be
I really
in,
need to
but
remember
it's
to
going to
mute
be
my
it's
mic
written
before
in
I sneeze.
common. That's about all you can tell by looking at it. Okay,
Okay.
so Minstrel will go up the list and go to you next.
I'm checking the one that fell down behind me.
Okay, so that's the flyer. You
Yep.
once again find its javelin.
Yay!
You haven't started carving it yet, Rambler. We'll come to that at your next round.
Okay.
So you find its javelin, as well as you can look over the creature at this point in some detail, and you can see how it seems to have strange adaptations, almost as if it at one point was possibly an elf before
may
it
have
was
possibly been an elf.
horribly mutated, being given cobra fangs on its mouth and bat wings on its back.
By the way, is this the same one that
Radika's currently gnawing on its wings, yeah.
Radika's going to get a little bit food angry and growl at Minstrel whilst doing a little tug of war, grabbing the Batwing.
Fair enough. Okay, so Merrick, your turn.
If there's anything left of it, maybe I'll try and find the one that was carrying the box away and I shot at it.
That's going to have landed somewhere over here. So you once again find its javelin, its tattered clothes. However, this one seems to have been looking at the structure of its face, possibly human before it was converted.
They don't mind
Okay.
which races they pick.
So, Rambler, you were then going to carve up the octopus, right?
Yep.
So, I assume it's a metal knife, so I'm going to say...
No, it's a plastic knife.
Yeah, exactly.
Not going to be much use.
So, you take 5 points of lightning damage as you begin carving it up as the last trails of static discharge through your body
Do I
from
still
the
get
electrified tentacle. You can still carve up the octopus, mate.
Okay.
Just as information, you've taken 5 points of damage from it as well.
That has actually really hurt me quite badly.
It's the sort of thing that's always fun at the end of a fight, because it's all of a sudden you go down after a fight. It looks ridiculous.
Right, so
So you managed to carve off approximately 60 pounds of octopus tentacle.
60 pounds, Jesus.
It was a full-sized, looking at the creature, it was a full-sized Goliath at one stage, potentially.
All right,
You did
seeing
put
as I
boxes
am
in,
proficient in cook's tools,
Mm.
could I preserve this meat in some way?
Do you have anything to preserve it with?
I could make a fire and smoke it.
Yeah, but you're inside a tower. Do you want to do that now, or do you want to leave it? It won't rot by 8 a.m. It's currently about 4.
Okay, I will. Yeah, okay, I'll carry 30 I'll put £30 in Radika's sacks.
Sure.
Can
And
I?
take-
Is that her max carry weight? His max.
Yeah,
carry
that's his max carry weight now. Then
weight? Okay. I guess the other £30. I'm like, does anybody like octopus?
Not enough to bother carrying it.
Minstrel, put it in the bag of holding.
I put it in the bag of holding if Rambler would
Oh.
allow that.
Well, if you've got that magical bag, you might as well put this other £30 in. Like, give
Okay,
him whole
so the
£60.
bag of holding now contains 60 pounds of octopus meat, currently fresh.
Can I call it £30 of Octo Daddy meat?
It's
You can call it
£60, and you
£60.
can call it whatever you like. Just remember what it is.
60. Okay.
60 because it's the 30 from Radika's packs as well.
It's going to feed us for a long old time. Many a gourmet meal. Right,
Okay.
it's still my go.
Your turn was carving up the octopus there after you searched him and looted him. So there's currently still the brute and the spy splattered against the back wall who haven't been looted.
So whose turn is it?
I
We'll
assume
go back up.
Minstrel.
It's Minstrel again, yeah.
I will go check out the brute, I suppose.
Oh no, there's the poisoner as well. My apologies, but the brute died somewhere around here, so he's currently lying on the floor. You can see the large crab claws have been grafted onto this former dwarf, you believe, based on the structure of his body, as he's been converted. The crab claws can be removed with some effort, you establish.
I, with some effort, remove the crab claws.
Okay, so you currently have 2 4-foot-long crab claws. And that's the end of
Rambler
yours.
says, we're going to have the best paella ever.
I put them in the bag of holding.
Fair enough.
Right,
Okay,
we'll take a look at the other. Whatever the
do you want the poisoner or the
Spy.
spy?
spy, I
The
think.
spy just got immediately wrecked by Rambler.
Yeah. Check the spy.
Okay, so you're going to come over to there where he got knocked back against the wall. Looking at the spy. Pulling up the details, sorry. So the spy appears to have been a halfling,
Oh dear.
and it is the
What
creature
about-
with the spider legs you saw coming down during the initial
Yeah.
interaction. It is carrying 2 short swords, one of which appears to be intricately carved.
I think I'll pick up the intricately carved one.
Okay, looking at it, it does appear to have a magical property, but you can't tell exactly what it is at the moment. We come back to that as an arcane check in a minute.
Alright, yeah.
We'll come back to Rambler. There's still the poisoner left.
I will search the poisoner left.
Okay, so the poisoner looks like it's part frog. Intriguingly, it's I was going to say it doesn't look particularly friendly.
Frog folk.
As it, yeah, but you can't quite tell what form of humanoid it was grafted onto originally. You can find it doesn't seem to carry any weapons, but it does seem to be carrying a small bell.
Oh, this one's carrying a small bell. I say as I pick up the bell and I
Okay.
guess
So you're
inspect.
taking that with you. You're going to okay. So we'll come to the inspections now. So inspecting the bell, make an investigation check.
Now you know I'm not too smart, but I reckon I have an idea what this bell might be.
18. So if you pick it up and it jingles slightly, you hear the sound carry quite a long way, despite how small the bell is. You establish this is probably some signalling method for the creatures.
I reckon this is some kind of signalling method for the
I didn't
creatures.
call any.
Can I just check, as we're simply looting and standing around in here, does this constitute as a short rest?
Yeah, you can take a short rest while you're doing this. While
I'm going
they're
to use
looking at
2
what they're
hit
doing.
die.
Wait, how long
Okay.
is a short rest?
At least an
short
hour.
rest, like, yeah, it's anywhere between 15 minutes an hour. It's just
Well,
like
in that case,
bandaging up your
Can
wounds.
I cook a gourmet meal? I know I can't make
Uh,
a fire, but I could like.
You don't
try
want to
and
make a
up-
fire inside, but you could
No, I
do
I don't
octopus
need a fire.
sashimi.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna make a ploughman's lunch for everybody.
You have cheese and tomato and
Out
onion.
of what?
Pickle.
I have an ability which allows me to make nice food out of shit stuff.
Yeah, but there's
Okay.
nothing in here apart from deceased monsters.
Okay, then I'll make it out of deceased monsters.
That's why I said sashimi.
Sashimi, then, all right.
Okay, so DC check. So it's your proficiency on a flat 20.
Oh, proficiency.
Yeah, because you're proficient with the chest tools, aren't you?
So I get +3.
Yeah.
I didn't get that last time.
Oh, you should. I'm sorry. 13. It was against a 15 for gourmet, so you do not manage to successfully make that.
Oh, but it still tastes alright.
It's still an edible meal.
In that case, I will expend a hit die.
Okay.
I can only expend
Mine-
one, can't I?
Merrick, I need you to make an Arcana check against the short sword you found.
Probably not going to go too great.
And I'm going to use another hit die.
Can you use more than one?
Yes.
Yeah, you can use as many as you like on a short rest, but yours allows you to do 2 for 1 Rambler, is what that means.
Huh.
So you lose one, but you get to heal for it twice.
Yeah.
Merrick, with that, you are not sure what this is still.
I'm going to keep
It's
it. Oh,
just a-
Shartan.
Fair enough. It's a nice little short sword.
I'm going to go pee.
Okay. So we'll say the remaining 4 hours or so will pass with no further incidents. It is now morning. So the guards are going to come open up the doors for you and ask, I see something's happened in here. Was it much bother?
Not at all, my good man. As you can see, I am a very adept in the art of killing evil and fey creatures. In fact, we managed to get a nice lot of seafood meat. Cook a nice seafood feast.
Seafood, you say? Interesting. Well, you've done better than the other groups.
Oh dear.
We lost the poor gentleman who was by himself, as well as the 2 strong-looking folk we hired, thinking they'd be able to handle it, but it was an unfortunate evening. Thankfully,
you
they
lost
didn't
a
manage
lot
to
of,
get away. Oh, sorry.
I suppose you lost a lot of iron as well then.
They seem to have stolen about half of the supply in each room. Not a good day, but at least the other large group of adventurers covered. We'll have to make sure to always hire that many.
So I suppose you could split the rewards of the dead fellows between the survivors.
I believe we'll probably be putting them towards their funeral costs.
Oh,
That
right,
sounds
yes.
like
Only
a good idea to me.
reasonable.
Yes, of course.
Now, as for you gentlemen, it's 300 gold or 30 pounds of deep iron as payment.
How much is £30 of deep iron worth? To the right
Depends.
people.
Should you wish to have it turned into armor, it would save you a small fortune, because you would not have to purchase the ore yourself. Or a weapon, for example.
Already had having some armor made, so that's no use.
It could be turned into a weapon as well. It would. £30 would be enough to create. Let's see what the heaviest thing I can get for armor for £30 is. Type armor. Any rarity, non-magical. Sort by weight. £30 you could create a breastplate. You couldn't create chainmail. You create a chain shirt. You could create.
I'll take the gold, please.
You'll take 300 gold. Okay, you can add that on. Yeah, so a breastplate's the heaviest thing you'd be able to create out of it. But it would be still fairly helpful if you wanted it. You could use it, turn it into weapons or whatever you fancied.
I got a feeling that if I take this iron and then try and sell it in another town, you're going to give me like 10 gold for it.
It would be sold by the pound, to be fair. It's a valuable commodity. They only collect it once a year.
But considering the price of magic items, 300 gold is like fuck all, so I'm going to take the iron. Oh, wait, I'm going to ask Minstrel if he wouldn't mind carrying the iron for me in his bag of holding.
Of course, my friends.
For I am a small man, and this amount of iron actually weighs about as much as I do.
Fair enough. So,
How many pounds is it?
£30.
And it's deep iron.
Deep iron ore. Deep iron ore, we'll say. It's still refined the same way.
I'm going to take the gold. I think it's.
You're going to take 300 gold. Okay.
Yeah.
So, with that, with your rewards collected, the same dwarf who has been sleeping for the last 8 hours, you assume, where's his name gone? Garros Blackdye has come back to escort you back to the Mercantile, should you wish to go there. Or, he says, at the moment, we're at the fighting pits. The festivities are about to begin. Would you care to join me? My family has a small box.
I
Not
will
with
join
the
him.
small box.
I will. Yeah.
As you are now shown back through the noble district, Garros
Radika.
Blackdire is going to stop outside one of the 3 large houses, which has intricately carved gold and black marble statues standing outside the front. I shall put up the noble district so you can work out which one that is. Main campaign. Map. Dwarf home. They're pretty simply color coded, so you can work that one out. So the one with the black and gold rings in front of it is the house he's stopping at. At which point, about 17 very well dressed or heavily armored or ranging in between dwarves are all going to come out and join the party. As he now continues, says, yes, this is my family. They are the Blackhammer clan. They are one of the 3 primary houses left in Dwarfholm after
Greetings,
the
Master
religious, after the royalty purge. Try
This
not
one's wearing a bit thin.
what are you changing into?
Noble garments.
Okay, so you're back to noble garments from your plate mail.
Yep.
At which point he's going to make a quick recommendation. Try to stay away from Yellen and Myra. They will take any gold you have by selling you something. They'll always find something you want. At which point he now gestures to the 2 dwarves currently leading the group, who are both wearing small, semi-crown-like things, not quite a full crown, more like a circlet with fine gems inlaid in them.
I think that piques my interest.
So, at which point he's now going to walk with you through the residential area to the fighting pit arena, where you have shown up into one of the raised boxes above the general crowd, so you get a nice view. And says, please, there will not be enough chairs, but you're welcome to stand and watch the fight. And your wolf is welcome to help himself to breakfast as well. We shall be having food brought round in a moment.
Who are the first fighters?
Radika's already helping himself to food.
Fair enough. It's not been brought round yet, but sure.
He's found it. If it's there, he's found it.
It's being brought by servants. This is like posh box at a football game sort of situation. In answer to your question, Minstrel, well, the first fighters will be from the Copperback family. Their work as artisans should have produced some fine weapons with some of the deep iron before the sales begin later. So they shall be showing off against, let's see, I believe it was there's been a change of listing. Apparently someone's managed to bring in a rock giant to come up against them for the first round.
That was us, my good man.
Yeah.
With the help of our friend Doris, who for some reason has decided not to show up for this.
Oh dear. Well, hopefully she manages to get a spot in the crowd. It'd be a shame if she doesn't get to see the beast slain.
Oh, she actually grew quite attached to the beast, so she might not see that.
I see. Well, that's okay then. Well, here they go. As now you can see from the far side of the arena, the rock giant being led in on thick chains. As to one side of the arena, it stands about as tall as your box from where you are, so you're about eye level with the creature.
I wave to the creature and see if it recognizes me.
The creature is currently somewhat distracted, so it's not looking around at you. You're just at that level to keep you an idea of height.
I'd like to throw a pebble at the creature.
You're in a find box. There aren't any pebbles. Let me get on with the story bit. At which point, from the near side of the arena, 3 dwarves wielding a great sword, a battle axe, and a spear are going to enter from this side. They are all also clad in heavy armor as they begin harrying the beast, so it focuses its attention on them. The spearman is coming around to its ankles and using the masterfully made all deep iron metal spear to take chunks out of its leg remarkably easily. As the creature begins coming lower, the great sword is coming down across its neck and throat, once again tearing chunks of rock and General Detritus away from the beast as it's now looking in deep pain. Before the battle axe is going to swing the final blow as it splits its skull directly in half. After a rather riveting fight, sausages and bacon have been brought round, as well as eggs and some ale for you guys to drink. There is also a small bowl of sausages and bacon laid out for Radika.
Radika will eat those and then attempt to steal one of Merrick's sausages.
Okay. Merrick, are you going to let it take it, or are you going to hold on to your
I'm
sausage?
not going to let it take it, no.
Don't I get to roll sleight of hand?
Yep, you get to roll sleight of hand, but he could have let it go if it wasn't for stealth.
Oh, I see.
No, I don't like dogs. So.
Fair enough.
Luckily, I made this dog
Character
proficient
with
with
the
sleight of hand.
with the intention of stealing food. Okay, and I'll need a... To prevent that, I'm going to say athletics check from Merrick.
I don't think that was very high anyway.
just as he's bringing up the sausage to his mouth, it just disappears, like in The Simpsons.
He's
Yeah,
not
straight
eaten,
off
he's
the
not eaten them yet. So,
You've not what?
he's not started eating them yet.
16. I'm going to say after a few attempts of lifting your plate away, he's managed to nick one off the side and retreat.
I'm going to go and kick it.
Kick the... Okay. Hard enough for an attack roll or just for a nudge?
Attack roll.
Okay, make your attack roll.
Just in case. Do you want just a flat 20?
It's a d20 plus your strength modifier.
Oh, right. Only +1.
18, roll for damage.
it.
So it's 1d2 plus damage, plus strength modifier.
Going to do a max of 3. So.
Yeah, so it shouldn't be a huge issue.
Rambler sees this happening and says, Merrick, please don't do that. I'll look after him. Radika, come now. Don't be
So gives him
naughty.
a sharp jab to the ribs. It'll bruise, and he'll remember, hopefully, not to steal food from Merrick again. But
Oh no, it won't.
Or hopefully,
Hit him from a mace next time.
hopefully, instead of learning not to steal from Merrick, he'll learn that Merrick is an evil bastard
well, that's
who
all.
abuses animals and kills villagers.
He abuses thieves.
Ugh. At which point, I'm going to start clearing this off, and we're going to. Garros is now going to come around and say there'll be a brief break before the next fights begin. That's when the human on dwarf combat should begin to test out the craftsman's level.
I'm going to place a bet.
Okay, the next round will be against a young man from the Stormbeard against a slightly pompous bastard I don't particularly like from the Coalbeards. Who would you like to place your bet on?
The pompous prick.
Okay, so you're betting on the Coalbeards.
How much are you betting?
I will bet
I'm going to make a bet, I think.
16 gold pieces.
I'm
16, okay.
going to see that bet and bet against the other bet on the other dude.
Okay, how much are you betting on the other dude?
16 gold.
16 on the
Oh. I'm going to
Stormbeard.
bet on this Stormbeard as well.
Okay, and how much would you like to bet on this Stormbeard?
Who are we be betting against the house?
You're betting against one of the major noble families against one of their own branch families.
Okay. I might put up... I'm going to put up an 82 bet, just to even my money out.
Stormbeard.
Yeah.
Stormbeard for Merrick. Okay. I imagine you have to start rolling out how this fight is going to go instead of just vamping it, so...
You could just make the young guy live. Young guy win.
Oh, they're not going to kill each other. It's fight to submission, not to the death.
They're going to beat each other off, is what you're saying.
They're not gladiators, they're just...
Yeah, they're nobles showing off what their families can craft.
They're nobles with no balls.
Pretty much. So, at this point, you're going to see the two fighters come out from opposite sides. The Coalbeard is going to step out in heavy plate, wielding a great axe. And the Stormbeard is going to step out wielding dual long swords.
Alright, can I interrupt quick?
Sure.
Which one was the pompous prick?
The Coldbeard.
Coldbeard. Thank you.
Cold.
So I've got the dual
Zero
sword guy.
ale.
Thing you burn.
I'm the dual sword guy, am I?
Yeah, you guys have both bet on the dual sword.
I'm a Fury Warrior. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Dual long swords.
Yeah.
And he is going to step out wearing no armor.
Oh,
Brave man.
Rambler sees him wearing no armor, and you can visibly see his whole body sink.
He thinks he's losing some gold. Yeah, I'm going to have to roll for this because I only had them set as base classes to describe a fight. But since you guys are betting on it, I'm going to have to put a little...
You just like roll a
effort
1d2, I suppose.
No, I'll roll
Well,
reasonable quick fight. I'll just do 3 rounds and see who comes out on top more often. Otherwise, it would all be done on one roll. Okay. So, as the fight begins, the initial advantage goes to the dual-wielding Stormbeard as he releases a flurry of blows,
Go on, my
knocking
son.
heavily against the plate armor, but unable to find an actual piercing point through it to draw for submission.
Oh,
After a few moments and rounds of this, the Coalbeard gentleman with the great axe is going to push him back, kick him thoroughly in the chest before swinging and trying to knock one of the swords out of his hand, which he manages by hooking it and pulling it forward. Now, as the fight continues, the Stormbeard is going to take his sword and attempt to jump and grapple the Coalbeard with his great axe to the floor, at which point we'll come to the last roll of the fight. Ooh, it's a tie. That's annoying. I'm going to have to roll that one again. Okay. So with that, the Coalbeard, anticipating him as he moves, unfortunately, through the air, is going to turn to the flat of his axe and knock the Stormbeard, bravely though his charge was, flat across the arena onto his ass and knock him unconscious. So with that, the Coalbeard is determined the winner.
Oh.
Yay, Coldbeard!
I only wanted that to level my money out, so I don't care about losing.
Fair enough. So, Minstrel, you've earned even money, so you get 32 gold back. Everyone else, you unfortunately lost your bet stakes. At which point, there's going to be another short intermission. Would anyone like to speak to any of the dwarves in the box you are currently in?
I want to go speak to one of the ones that he told us not to.
Okay, so you're going to head straight over to the Patriarch and Matriarch, who are sitting together at the front of the box. At which point they're going to look around and say, "Ah, yes, a friend of young Garrus's. How can we help you, tall sir?" As he now looks up to you from his chair, eating a turkey leg.
I was told that you may like to bargain for something. You may
I
have.
see. Ah, you've been told that we are the greatest mercantile house in all of Dwarfhall.
Yes,
Of course.
that piques my interest.
If you give us a budget, we can find you anything you like.
Uh,
Obviously
Yeah.
within reason and within budget.
say a budget of about 300 to 500.
And what sort of item would you like?
Well, I'm a cleric, so something useful.
Perhaps a new holy
home
symbol. I could get... do you have a holy symbol on you? I could have
I
one
do.
made immediately.
What benefit would the new holy symbol give me?
It would be much nicer.
Hmm.
And as quickly out of character, don't forget you need a particularly fine holy symbol for certain high-level cleric spells.
Mm.
I could certainly have one made. He's now staring at the hammer with the scales on it, Ranjanek. Having one of those made from gold, silver, and white oak would be easily done. I could probably have a craftsman knock it out before the end of the fight.
For how much?
300 gold should be enough to cover the gold, silver, and expensive white oak.
Yeah, 3. Yeah, that would be fine for me, I think.
Very good. And of course, you'll want some form of carrying case in it to keep it on, as well as a fine chain, perhaps. Maybe another 50 gold for gold chain to keep it on.
Okay, yeah.
And would you like something to keep it in, a jewellery box, or?
No, I'm going to wear it.
I see, I
That won't
see.
be a problem.
And your old one, would you be keeping that as well as a memento, or perhaps you would like to have that? We'll need to send it to the craftsman to make a copy as well.
I don't want to give it up, though.
Ah, it's fine. I can make sure it's returned with the other one, so you can compare the two and prove the quality of our work.
Okay.
So that as you hand over your holy symbol and 350 gold, he claps his hands and someone runs from the back. He begins whispering into the man's ear as he is immediately sent running with both to go find one of the family craftsmen.
350, that'll be.
Yeah, 350 in total. So he actually managed to talk you out of an extra 50 gold on that. So I actually managed to RP that better than I thought I would.
Yeah, I did consider that, but I think it's worth it for that, I think.
Fair enough.
I'd like to approach and have a quick chat with him as well.
Ah, yes. Good elf. How can I help you?
Hi there, good dwarf. I have heard rumours that you are the best merchant family in Dwarfholm.
Of course. Surely you can tell by our marvellously appointed box.
Of course, of course. Now, all good merchants require a ship.
Yes, we have several.
I have a fine ship just outside of your walls.
This is a landlocked area. How did you get a ship this far inland?
It was originally contained in a magic bottle.
I see. If it was still there, that would be very helpful.
Oh, shut up. I didn't think this through.
Tell him it's a flying ship.
I was wondering whether you would bloody tongue-tied. Whether you would expand on your merchanting business, and perhaps you could make use of this this ship as, say, as an inn, perhaps, or a party venue.
We do already own the inn in town. However, we could certainly use it for salvage wood, should you not need it anymore. Although I suppose, where were you going to go with it?
I mean, I would be willing to part with it for salvage wood. It's a very fine ship, though. I mean, it's a little wonky.
How large is the ship itself? Rough footage. 70.
70.
70
Feet.
70 footages.
A 70-foot boat means it's 70 foot from the front to the stern, from the bow to the stern.
That.
Okay. So, with that, I could easily part with 300 gold for salvage wood, as there's no way, unfortunately, it could ever be used as a ship again.
I mean, if you're happy with that, I will agree. It seems a waste of a potentially what could be used as a building, but
We could turn it into a building. It'll be salvage wood. It could build several homes.
Yeah, I would not want to tell you how to run your business, so I'm happy to sell it to you as salvage wood.
Thank you. And to your reference to turning it into a thing, it would need to be under guard the whole time. It's outside the city. It's not a good idea.
That's a very fine point. There's no wonder you're the finest merchant family in the city.
As he now hands you 30 platinum pieces, which is the equivalent of 300 gold pieces.
Oh god, you're making this difficult. Platinum.
Yep. It's on the list still. It's just an unusual one for you to receive, since it's from one of the richest people who are the only.
Yeah, I guess it means they're wealthier.
They're the only people who would bother carrying around platinum.
Now, I assume as a noble, I have seen platinum before.
You will have seen some before, yeah.
I graciously nod at him, and I take my pew back on my seat. Oh, standing up again.
Stand at the back.
I haven't just sat down on some random dwarf.
One of the other family members, you just sat on their lap. Rambler, did you want to speak to anyone? You can have a look around if you want to see.
Only if I'm going to have a look around and see if the lady from the mechanics around. not mechanic. You know what I mean? The master blacksmith.
The Master Blacksmith. Let's see. The Master Blacksmith is from wrong sheet. Dwarf home, various people. Master Blacksmith. The Master Blacksmith is from the Cold Hammer, so she would probably be here. So she's currently here as she comes out and recognizes you and says, "Ah, hello there, sir. I haven't seen you
Greetings.
for a while.
How's my barding coming along?
It'll be done. It'll be done. I just put the finishing touches to the plate mail, but I shall be working pretty much non-stop today with the deep iron that we managed to procure."
Very good. I've managed to come across quite a large amount of deep iron myself.
Mm,
£30
well
to
done.
be exact.
Well done. That's a
How much would you charge to craft this deep iron
what
into,
would
say,
you like it made into?
well, firstly, how about the studs in my leather armor?
Just to replace the studs. So to replace the studs in your leather armor with deep iron, 100 gold.
Rambler looks very sad. And, all right, how about I pay you in deep iron?
Well, we'd be using about £5 or so to update your leather armor. So I suppose if I took another £5 of it.
Sounds like a good deal. And how about arrows? Can you make arrowheads out of deep iron?
It would feel like a waste. With the iron arrowheads, you'd need bodies as well, which were rigid enough to hold them for the shaft of the arrow. Otherwise, the weight would make them incredibly difficult to shoot. It's heavy stuff.
I see. Well, okay. Well, I guess we'll do the studded thingamabob lever.
Sure. So you have to go ask Minstrel for £10 of your deep
I
iron.
send Radika with a little note in his mouth requesting £10 of deep iron.
Minstrel, you receive a wolf with a note.
I see a wolf with a note, but I've also witnessed Rambler put the note on the wolf. So
Yeah, you are in the same.
I do read the note.
One would
And-
hope you recognise the wolf as well.
Yeah.
I give Radika a little scratch under the chin, and I walk over to Rambler, and I give him £10 of his deep iron ore,
Yep. So
and
you-
I also say to him, "So Rambler, I
Yes,
did
my darling.
notice you are quite the fighter."
Well, yes, I am. I was trained by the in in Slugloberg.
I told you where the King Halfling village was.
Yes,
You just can't remember, can you?
pseudo.
What say you? As opposed to taking back my sword I graciously loaned you, you enter my service as a, I don't want to say bodyguard per se, but how about partner?
I see. And what does this
Hitting on him.
arrangement pay?
Well, the payment would be in the sword I've provided you. Of course, that will be yours to keep for as long as you deem fit, and yours to dispose of however you deem fit. But in exchange for this, I would, perchance, ask for 15% of any of your earnings over the next 2-week period.
2
There's
weeks,
a
you say?
calendar now.
How about 1 week?
How about 10 days?
10 days it is then. Sounds like a
Okay.
deal to me.
So, until next Marday, 15% of anything Rambler earns will go to Minstrel. It is currently the 4th of Hextus.
And if you've got a note on your sheet saying loaned from me, you can now remove that as it is your sword.
Yes, I did.
I bet you didn't. But
So with
Some
that,
D&D parties share all the loot.
I'll say some do. I do not believe that will ever be you lot. Okay, so with that, the next round of fights is going to begin. So we're going. I keep hearing some weird noise coming through. Who is that?
Let's change that to £20.
Oh, it's muted. It's not me.
No, that's changed
Yeah, I
in
changed it.
Minstrel's inventory because it's in the bag of holding.
Yeah, I've just made a note of it on mine as well, in case I
Fair enough. Next up, we're going to have a member of the Copperback family facing off again a member of the Shallowgrave family. At which point, as the Shallowgrave fighter begins entering the ring, there's a general uproar from the box you are in. That was a cheering them on.
I would like to place a bet on the other man.
You're betting on the Copperback.
Yep,
Okay. How much would you like to bet on the Copperback?
32 gold.
32 for Minstrel. Okay. Anyone else betting on this round?
No.
Rambler?
Nay.
No. Okay.
Radika would like to bet one sausage that he procured illegally.
Okay. So, and we have a sausage being bet on who? The Shallowgrave or the...
One Chris didn't bet on.
Okay, so there's a sausage on the Shallowgrave. So the Shallowgrave fighter is going to come out wielding sword and shield against the Copperback fighter wielding 2 axes. Both are wearing fairly hefty plate mail armor. So I'm going to have to roll this fairly. So we'll say Copperbeard can be the red dice and Shallowgrave can be black. So the fight begins with the Copperback taking immediate high advantage, beating down onto the shield repeatedly, as the entire Blackhammer clan in the box begin booing loudly. As the fight continues, the Shallowgrave is going to push under with the shield and knock back the Copperback to gain some distance and breathing room. Third round. At which point the Shallowgrave is going to launch the shield thrown from their left arm, which will strike the Copperback directly in the head, stunning him for a moment before pinning him under the blade. This is unfortunately the Shallowgrave's victory. So there is an extra sausage at the boo. The entire box is now looking at you.
Beautiful performance.
That's what Radika's. That's what Radika's doing at the moment.
Oh god, I'm going to open this and work out what this is. Okay, so it's very ecstatic. It's won an extra sausage.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
dear.
like, the gift may be repeating, but Radika's doing that.
For a howled one, yeah. So a long howl.
Whilst wagging his tail, obviously.
Of course, of course. Okay.
I can't remember now.
So with that, you can probably also work out the Shallowgraves are a branch family of the Blackhammer clan. As they were, unilaterally siding with her as second she came out. And now we've got a little bit more time. Does anyone want to look around and see if there's anyone else interesting?
Radika would like to eat 2 sausages.
Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, when's my holy symbol ready?
It'll be by the end of the fight, they said, so you'll expect it after the next round.
Okay.
I'm going to go and see if the water skin man's around.
He'll be back in the marketplace, which won't have opened just yet because it'll be closed during the fight.
Oh, he's not a noble, is he?
He is a merchant. Let's see which one he was.
Plebeian.
Dwarf Home Notable. Magical Oddities. He is a member of the Copperback family.
So he's here.
He'll be watching the games in one of the other boxes because he's from one of the other major noble houses.
So you saying I can talk to him or I can't?
He's not going to be in your box. You'd have to go try and talk your way into someone else's private box.
While Rambler has talked his way into many private boxes, he decides not to on this particular occasion.
Fair enough. Okay. That sounded so dirty.
A little, yeah.
So with that, the final round of combatants is going to come out. Oh yeah, did anyone want to look around the people in your box and see if there's anyone you want to speak to?
No, I think for the
Yes.
moment I need to go get my plate armor, but I guess it's not here.
I'm going to.
yeah.
I'm going to look around to see if there's anybody I recognise.
Okay, the most obvious people in your box are going to be... Oh, wrong page. A tall woman with brown hair, well, tall for a dwarf, who's wearing a tabard of Skadi, which is, well-known god of earth and mountains. She's also wearing chainmail underneath the tabard. There is a rather thin-looking dwarf, which is unusual, who's seemed to be left out from the major group. He doesn't look like anyone you want to talk to. Obviously, you can see Garros and Garros Blackdire, who's sitting or standing with you at the back. And the other most obvious people, other than the patriarch and matriarch of the clan, who are sitting up the front, is a gentleman who is wearing fine clothes and is currently sitting with a rather beautiful young dwarf woman.
I'd like to approach the homeless dwarf.
Homeless?
The thin dwarf.
The thin dwarf, okay. So you head up and introduce yourself. The rather young-looking man says, hello, how can I help you?
Greetings, wretch. I see that you are you've come upon hard times, and I've come to donate you a chocolate bar that I have in my rations.
Okay. I said, I've not fallen on hard times. I just choose to not overeat, unlike my disgusting family.
Oh, you're a vegan, are you?
Oh, no. I eat meat and I eat various things. It's just, it feels such a waste of money to eat such extravagance all the time.
I would like to toss him a copper piece and then turn away.
Okay. Rude. He's going to take it. But, yeah.
You're chucking a copper piece to some of the wealthiest people.
He's just a bit of a... I wrote him as a ridiculous character. But anyway, you didn't speak to him for long. So as the final round of combatants come out, you can now see one very tall gentleman wearing no armor, carrying a large warhammer, who once again receives cheers from the family in the box, who is the representative for the clay hammer, as the announcer shouts out. And he is coming up against a member of the Firebeards, who is going to come out wielding also a great hammer, as the entire family now seem on the edge of their seats for what is considered the main event of the day. Any more you want to bet, Minstrel?
No bets from me.
Okay, anyone else?
Radika's eaten all his sausages.
Fair enough. I assume Merrick's not going to, because he's...
I'm good for now, yeah.
Okay. So we just have the fight play out then. So, as the fight wears on, there is general swinging of hammers. They're both shirtless and muscle-bound beyond reason. So, as the fight wears on, there is a sudden, what appears to be a slip and fall from the Firebeard contestant, at which point he is going to accidentally, by appearances, at which point I'll need a perception check from everyone, trip his opponent with his hammer, and then, unfortunately, fall on it, crushing his skull, killing him instantly.
Can I roll? I get a perception, not in
Perception
not
to see if you can... No, perception on this. You're a little way away.
Oh, roll 1d20 plus.
18. Roll, for God's sake, Rambler. Come on,
This
you
is
know
what
this.
happens when you make me post gifts of.
I didn't make you post anything.
I lose my copy and paste.
12. Minstrel, you suspect from having what you've just seen, notice that you believe that was probably intentional on the Firebeard contestant's part.
I scream out, foul!
It's not a football match. Murder would be the word.
Ref!
Yeah, murder maybe.
Yellow card!
Oh dear. At which point the guards are going to swarm in on the field, and as you've been shouting odd things, the entire box is going to look round to you and say, "Whatever do you mean?"
Didn't
And
you
they're all-
see? That was
they're
on
all suddenly
purpose.
shot. You claim it was on purpose. We shall have to look into this desperately, as they've killed a member of our family, and you claim it was on purpose. Okay, at which point they're going to minstrel, your holy symbol has shown up.
Merrick.
Merrick, sorry. 2
One
M,
day-
I swear to God.
One day I'm going to make a character whose name does not begin with M, because Minstrel is deeply offended he's been confused with Merrick.
Shut up. Sorry. Merrick, your holy symbol has now shown up. It is substantially heavier than your other one, as your other one was just carved out of wood and painted.
I can't lift it.
No, with my holy
I was
symbol,
gonna say-
it's got 2 GP next to it, 2 gold pieces.
Yeah, so you can currently change that to 300 gold pieces. It's its current value.
Excelente.
Yeah. So
I'll
if
hand over my money if I hadn't already.
you paid before it went,
Alright, cool.
as he's also now tied the chain on it and hung it around your neck and said, "See, fine work. That's fine cross."
Very fine, thank you.
As-
Love doing business.
It also now weighs 4 pounds in total. So it's a gaudy piece of kit.
£4. That's
Bring glory.
Yeah. I'll say gold and silver are both heavy. They're one of the heavier metals.
Very
1.5
happy.
kilos.
Happy with that.
That's a small cat. No.
It
I
is
have to go pick up my plate armor now, so I'll be laden.
Yeah.
Or so big.
Well, yeah. Okay, so with that, the fights are going to be ended, and Garrus is going to say, "Please allow me to show you back to the trader district. I believe you were staying somewhere around there.
Yes, please.
So I'm going to end it here because with you guys back at the trade district, because we're down a member. Just to make life easy, I shall do experience just after we finish up." And everyone was saying they didn't want to be late tonight.
Yeah.